Is the quest for Georgia following the 2021 title over Alabama and last year's domination of TCU in LA, and it starts tonight between the hedges. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Athens. Alongside my partner, the former Georgia great Aaron Murray, I'm Clay Matvick. Ashley Shamity will join us shortly. All right, pal, here you are, Sanford Stadium. You went through 4 of these opening days. Yep. What are these guys feeling here tonight, especially as two-time defending champs?
Well, I can't speak to the back-to-back national champs, that's for sure. Unfortunately, no rings on these fingers right here. But opening night, the excitement, the energy in the stadium, especially coming off those national champs. Is there pressure? Yeah, there's 100% pressure. But talking to the coaching staff and talking to the players this week during our meetings, they're more than ready, more than capable, and it starts tonight for the Bulldogs.
And a new quarterback, too. The Stetson Bennett era is over. He is on to the LA Rams. So it's time to turn the page here in Athens. And for more on that, let's go down to Ashley.
Guys, you can just feel and hear the excitement for the start of football season and the start of a new era of Georgia's quarterback. Like you said, Clay, Carson Beck will make his first career start as Georgia's quarterback. It's a long time coming, 3 years to be exact. He has been patient. He's waited his turn. And in the era of the transfer portal, it just speaks volumes to the type of player and person that he is. When I asked Carson, what is it that sets him apart from other quarterbacks in this league, he told me, I don't think there's another person that wants this more than I do. He's confident, calm, but of course maybe some butterflies ahead of this season opener, but you can't really blame him. Let's see what he can do in leading the two-time national champs. Guys.
Sir Carson Beck, he awaits his big debut here in front of the faithful. Georgia, the almost unanimous #1 team during the preseason. And now it's time to start proving it. Tennessee Martin won the toss. They have elected to receive, so Georgia will get the second half kickoff. Castleberry and LaFleur back deep. It is Jared Zirkle kicking off, and we're underway. Muffed. Fair catch was called for. And Kincaid Dent will bring out the Skyhawks offense. Ole Miss grad transfer, spent 4 years in Oxford, 3 years in Lane Kiffin's system, played in 17 games, but mostly light duty and special teams era.
Well, he's played some football, but I think the coaching staff just wants to see from him today the improvements that he's made from camp, and part of that's just understanding the verbiage, being able to spit it out in front of 95 crazy fans here in Sanford Stadium, and then make the checks at the line of scrimmage based on what the defense gives him.
So UT Martin backed up to start. Sam Franklin, the running back. This is Franklin. A sidestep, and he'll get across the 10-yard line. This defense under Will Muschamp and Glenn Schumann, 12 players back with starting experience, and Kirby Smart thinks it has a lot to prove here tonight.
It does, but I think that the experience on the back end is what excites Georgia fans, especially going against offenses that want to push the ball vertically down the field, something that's given them issues over the past 2 years. Think Alabama 2 years ago. Think Ohio State last year. They're more equipped this season to handle that type of offense.
Kincaid Dent, no stranger to the SEC, but he's getting an earful here as a starter for the first time. Deep handoff to Franklin. Finds some room. He's going to get across the 20 for a first down. So UT Martin with a little breathing room here now on its opening series.
It's just nice to get to that first down for an offense, especially when you're on the road and all of a sudden the crowd quiets down for just a second. You can communicate a little bit more as a quarterback.
Kincaid Dent, you can see he's really struggling communicating with all this noise, and he's also still learning the language at UT Martin after transferring in. They'll send a receiver in motion. They're going to keep it on the ground with Franklin. And he's got no running room, looking for somewhere to go on that right side, and there's Malachi Starks and Tyke Smith combining on the hit.
Tyke Smith is someone that this Georgia faithful and this coaching staff have been looking to get in the football game. Transferred in, has been banged up, really has not been able to get on the field for the past couple seasons. They feel like he is healthy now more than ever, and you're seeing it in practice all fall camp.
They really want Malachi Starks to be a vocal leader. Second down and 10. Play clock running out. Did they get it off in time? They did not. Either that or false start.
False start. Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty, second down.
See, when you were playing here, Aaron, the crowd was on your side. This has got to be tough for Denton Company.
Oh, anytime you're on the road in the SEC, it's going to be tough. And I don't know who the Eric Ainge for UT Martin is, maybe saying that there wasn't going to be crowd noise because it's a holiday weekend. But when you have back-to-back national champs, they're going to sell out regardless of what weekend it is. So, yeah, it's going to be rowdy this entire football game.
Just saw Jason Simpson, the head coach for UT Martin. He's also the play caller. He's got a lot of new players on this side of the ball, including quarterbacks, so this is not an easy place to open up. Dent backpedaling, tries to drop it off short. Franklin was well covered, and it's going to be third down and long as Chaz Chambliss came in from his Sam spot with the pressure.
Yeah, and Dumas Johnson in that second level, the linebacking spot. And I started the show talking about the secondary, the safeties, the corner, Tyke Smith at the nickel, but the guys that get everyone lined up from the defensive line to the secondary are those linebackers. And that experience, that leadership is what really excites Kirby Smart. He told us a couple days ago, this team, even more than the past 2 years, the leadership, the older guys, the guys that have played, is what can take them to another level.
Tanksley in motion. Inside handoff to Franklin. Finds some room up the middle. And it's a good run on third down, but still a long way short of where they needed to get. And we've got another flag. Dan Jackson, the strong safety, made the tackle.
Well, for UT Martin right there, from the oopsie on the kickoff return with the fumble, to be able to get one first down and depending on this punt, maybe flip the field position a little bit. I would say just calming the nerves of the transfer quarterback. Now you get to the sidelines, just sit down with the coaching staff, digest what you just saw from this great defense.
Here's Kyle Olson, our referee tonight. He's been busy this week, kind of like you and I have. And Ashley, he was in Columbia with us on Thursday.
Legal motion. Offense. That penalty is declined. Resulting play is fourth down.
So there's Jason Simpson in his 18th year at UT Martin, two-time OVC Coach of the Year. He's going to send on Aiden LaRosse to punt it away. And Mekhi Muse, who took one to the house during the spring game, is back to return. Number 87 backpedaling inside the 20. He is little, but he is very fast. And he's going to get to about the 24-yard line. A 59-yard punt by LaRosse, exactly what he was trying to do. Get tougher field position for Carson Beck and the Georgia Bulldogs. Beck, 6'4", 220 out of Jacksonville, Florida. He's highly recruited. This is his fourth season here in Athens. Finally his turn. Got into 7 games last year, passed for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's replacing Stetson Bennett, two-time champ. Is he ready for this moment?
He better be ready. I know Georgia fans are ready for him to get in there. They've been wanting a 4- and 5-star quarterback to be at the helm of this offense for a couple of years now. Well, you got him. Let's see if he can go and execute.
Well, he's going to take it out to Muse in the flat, and he is run down behind the 20 by Chris Hunter. That's going to be a loss of 4.
Well, I'm interested to see how they use Muse in this football game. They're a little bit banged up at the running back position, and he's kind of that Swiss Army knife, can move around a little bit, obviously play special teams, play a little bit running back. You put him in the slot as well. They've just loved what he's done as a scout team player, as someone who could step in when guys are banged up.
5'8", 185 pounds, Mekhi Muse out of Grayson, Georgia. Beck, complete again. And they're going to get it out to about the 25-yard line. Dylan Bell, another guy that we expect to get a lot of time here tonight, a sophomore receiver. he's versatile too, kind of like Muse. We might see him coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, they'll be all over the place with receiving. It's been a tough camp for Georgia, and we look at Beck and his career stats right here and kind of what he's done, and he's played a lot of football. This is a guy that's experienced, and I thought that was something also really telling from Kirby this week is we take pride in how we practice, and he's practiced against one of the best defenses in the country for the past few years.
Here's Beck on 3rd down and 8, trying to keep the drive alive. The throw a little bit behind the receiver, and Arian Smith wants a penalty flag. There is none thrown. And so it's going to be 4th down as Jamichael McGoy, the corner.
I think we got a little grab on the outside, and that was just going to be a stop route about 15 yards on the sideline. Good timing, anticipation from Carson. Put it exactly where he wanted to put it. And Aaron Smith just unable to. And from a receiver standpoint, man, you can complain afterwards. I want to see you fight through that contact, come back to the football, because the more you fight and not put your hands up asking for a penalty, the more likely it's going to get thrown.
O'Shea Baker calling for the fair catch at about the 29-yard line. So each team with one possession. No points on the board yet here in the home opener for Georgia.
There you go! That's what I'm talking about!
Is this your plan to watch the game today?
Yeah, I have to watch my neighbor's NFL Sunday ticket.
It's not your best plan. But you know what it is? My plan from Verizon. Switch now and they'll give you NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube TV on them.
This plan is amazing.
Another amazing plan? Backing away from here very slowly.
Oh, Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm. Football season is here. Get NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube TV on us, a $449 value. Plus, get a free Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5, only on Verizon.
To help Jersey Mike's tell everyone all about Short Points, we hired magician Justin Willman to spread the word.
Adding chips and drinks to your order just got you closer to free sub.
Thanks. Oh, this one's mine.
Customer reactions have been mixed.
Don't forget this.
Oh, good call. Thanks.
Ooh.
Oh. Maybe we should have just bought a billboard.
Download the My Mike's app and magically earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, sip, and chip you purchase.
And Doug. What do we always say, son? Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
So you only pay for what you need.
That's my boy. And you get out there and you make us proud, huh?
Bye, Uncle Emu.
Stay off the freeways. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Fly to Paris. See the tower. Smaller than you expected. Wait in line. See the Mona Lisa. Smaller than you expected. Check in. See your room. Bigger than you expected. Join One Key, where gold and platinum members get travel perks like room upgrades.
Hercule Poirot, come with me to a seance.
Detective, you are here to discredit me, but I can talk to the dead.
Mom, what is happening?
Somebody has been murdered. A ghost killed her. One of you is the killer. No one shall leave until I find her. If the living have been killed by the dead.
You were saying?
A Haunting in Venice. Rated PG-13. Only in theaters September 15. On season 6 of Fansville by Dr. Pepper, things are heating up.
Mom, Dad, I have a girlfriend, and she likes college football.
The stars have arrived.
I've made my choice. This season, I will be drinking
Dr. Pepper, strawberries, and cream.
And everyone wants a taste of fame.
Welcome back to Chuck's Take, because every fan needs a podcast.
To get a thick color, I use 2 coats of maroon. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
I love your nails.
Thank you.
Georgia goes 3 and out on its first series of the year. Mike Bobo is back as offensive coordinator, so you've got a new OC, a new quarterback, and they go 3 and out.
It's just the first series. Let's not go crazy here saying, where's Monken, where's Stetson? Oh no, what's going to happen to our number 5 offense in the country? Bobo obviously has been here, done that, former quarterback, former offensive coordinator for a long time.
UT Martin, first down from the 24, changing field is LaFleur, Narkel LaFleur. Runs a long way to get hammered at the 34-yard line by Starks. So to bring up second down, let's go down to Ashley.
Guys talked to Coach Bobo earlier this week about Carson Beck. He said, I want him to just go out there, be prepared, but cut it loose and have fun. He said, we put enough pressure on these guys as is. Do what you do within the system. He's had a great week. Don't be perfect, just be Carson Beck.
It's hard to not have some pressure on you after a couple of national championships. Malachi Starks makes another tackle. It'll be third down.
God, I mean, Malachi Starks with the very first game last season, the incredible interception versus Oregon in Atlanta, and just the development that he had week in and week out. And we asked Coach Staff, where has he taken that step this year on the field? They said it's not just the field, because he's great on the field. The leadership, being more vocal.
Third down and 3, some pressure being shown by Georgia.
Yeah, this is a fun pressure. They'll bring pressure from the front side, but still be able to play a cover 2 shell in the back end. Little chest mats, actually. It looks like they're going to reverse it to the other side.
Play fake. Dent spins it to the outside for Tanksley. Tanksley had a little room, but it closed quickly. Tyke Smith. And Javon Bullard stepping up. That was Bullard to make the stop, and it'll be fourth down.
Yeah. And Javon Bullard, the nickelback last season, moving back to the safety spot. He was originally recruited as a safety. But these safeties in this defense, they're going to be asked to get inside the box, to be a nickel at times. And Javon feels very comfortable playing from the coaching staff, told us from top down, that safety position that has to be the last line of the defense, but also when to get down there to make tackles like that to prevent the first down.
How good was Bullard in the national championship game? I mean, forcing 1 turnover in a national title game is amazing. He forced 3. Another punt here for LaRosse, and Muse calling for the fair catch. So Georgia's going to get it back. We'll see what the offense can do under Carson Beck when we come back.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Is this your plan to watch the game today?
Yeah, I have to watch my neighbor's NFL Sunday ticket.
It's not your best plan. But you know what it is? My plan from Verizon. Switch now and they'll give you NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube TV on them.
This plan is amazing.
Another amazing plan? Backing away from here very slowly.
Oh, Josh Allen.
Football season is here. Get NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube TV on us, a $449 value. Plus, get a free Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5, only on Verizon.
And last but not least, the wonderful crew at McDonald's.
Hello, welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order, please?
Are you gonna order something? Or book a work trip. Earn 1 key cash. Shake some hands. Do not forget to laugh. Book a getaway from work trip. Use 1 key cash. Order some sides. Do not disturb. Join 1 key to earn and use rewards across Expedia, Hotels.com, and Vrbo.
With instant alerts on Apartments.com, you'll never miss out on finding your perfect place.
We have a huge announcement.
We are
Yes!
pregnant. Cheers.
Yep, good job, everybody.
Apartments.com.
3 victims, 6 suspects. Who will survive the night?
No one shall leave until I know who did it.
You're doing that thing where you pretend to know more than everyone else.
It was ghost. I do not believe in such things.
You were saying?
From the world of Agatha Christie comes the murder mystery event, only in theaters.
Did you see something?
Who are you talking to?
A Haunting in Venice, rated PG-13, September 15th.
Carson Beck, a former Mr. Football in Florida, finally getting his chance to be a Division I starter. In the 2020 ESPN 300 quarterback class, there were 29 ranked quarterbacks. 5 are still with their original team, including Carson Beck. And it's just a handful of guys, including Doty, Van Dyke, Deckers, and Evan Prater at Cincinnati, who's now a wide receiver. So Carson Beck has ridden through the travails of being a backup behind some really good quarterbacks and now finally getting his turn.
Which is so rare in today's game, because you feel like most kids, as soon as resistance comes and I'm not the guy, whatever the position is, it's all right, you know what, I get 1 free transfer, I'm out of here. He saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully it pays off for him this season.
Well, this is good to see. Kendall Milton getting a touch. He's a little banged up with a hamstring, but he carries ahead for about 3 yards. Let's go down to Ashley.
Carson's love of Georgia started at a young age. His dad played linebacker in the Navy, spent a year in Athens in the late 90s. And his dad would spend many days playing golf at the golf course. Carson told me he was just so mesmerized by the team, the atmosphere at first, but then he says once he got immersed in the team, it's that connection with the guys and the standard that Georgia holds. You have to be a different kind of player, he said, and have a different mindset to play here. Aaron, I know there was different leadership when you played here, but would you agree?
Oh, yeah. And leadership's part of it, too. And I think Carson, that's something that we want to, the Georgia faithful wants to see. Can he be that leader that so many great quarterbacks before him were?
He's going to go back to Milton, and Milton nowhere to go. You see is stacked up right around the line of scrimmage by Jay Rogers. Now, here's a passing situation, Aaron. We have not seen Beck go vertical down the field yet.
Well, the first possession to Arian was about a 15-yard pass there on the sideline. So that's the excitement of what his game brings. Really what I think a lot of Georgia fans are looking at right now is number 19, who's going to be flexed to the backside right now. I think this is the chess piece that we talk about in college sports, the tight end spot. What does this defense do with number 19 backside? Gives a great indicator to the quarterback.
Pressure coming off the edge, picked up nicely by the offensive line, and that is complete at the 38-yard line. Dominic Lovett, the big transfer portal pickup from Mizzou.
And you're going to see a lot of that this season, playing in the slot, something that he was very comfortable in last year for Missouri. Great job with the extension, perfect ball placement, but I think that's an incompletion there. Was unable to bring it in for Dominic Lovett. We'll see what the penalty is on the field,
there's
though.
A flag down, too. Dominic Lovett.
Holding. Defense, number 20. That's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
Now Georgia's going to get a first down anyway because of the penalty. Dominic Lovett, by the way, Aaron, says he doesn't feel any pressure coming in to this wide receiver room because there are already so many good players here, and he was really the main guy with the Tigers last year.
Well, they had Luther Burden, who we had to see on Thursday night, and excited to see what he can do in this league second year in, but yeah, the focal point is not going to be on him because it's going to be on who we just talked about, Brock Bowers. That's who defenses are going to circle to stop number one. Should give all these receivers more one-on-one opportunities.
Bowers went in motion. There's that deep arm talent by Beck, but he overshoots Arian Smith. The speedy junior can't catch up with it. McGoy in on the coverage.
And great coverage on the back end. I think when you see Arian Smith on the backside and know you're going to be playing essentially a quarters shell defense where you're going to have one-on-one with the receiver that runs a 4-3. We all saw what he did last year in Ohio State, the stutter and go for the big touchdown. You want to stay on top to be able to run stride for stride, and that's what we just witnessed there. I'll tell you another thing. It is hard to overthrow number 11.
Roderick Robinson, true freshman running back, checks in. Just 2 passing yards so far for Carson Beck. He's 2 for 4 throwing. Look at her throw here. Dumps it off short. There is Bowers. Bowers slips through a tackle. Into UT Martin territory. That's Brock Bowers, the reigning Mackey Award winner, and a flag comes in late.
Oh, isn't he just special? I know tight ends don't win Heismans, but he has the name recognition.
Personal foul. Lay hit out of bounds. Defense, number 20. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. First down.
He has the name recognition. He has the 2 years of dominating the college football game. He is the best chess piece in America. And I know a lot of people say, what about the receivers there at Ohio State? And those guys are amazing. They're struggling a little bit today, but those guys are really, really good. But the ability to dictate to a defense personnel groups, shell coverage, single high coverage, all based on one single player, makes life so easy for Mike Bobo, the offensive coordinator, and also his quarterback, Carson Beck.
After the penalty on McGoy, they put it at the 23, first down. Big hole up the middle for Roderick Robinson, the well-built rookie. And now this offense is starting to move with precision.
I remember I was at practice a week ago. I said, who is number 0? Looks like a little version of Todd Gurley with that 240 pounds.
Beck flips it out. And is caught by Lovett. He is quickly covered up and thrown down by O'Shea Baker, the playmaking corner. So it'll bring up third down here for Georgia. Going back to Bowers, any new wrinkles for him? I mean, you talked about he does everything so well. Is there anything else he can do in this offense that might surprise us this year?
Play quarterback? I don't know. Running back maybe a little bit. Who knows what he can do it all. I mean, we've seen the jet sweep from him, the speed. So don't get too crazy. Find ways to continue to get him matched up one-on-one is going to be the key.
From the 20-yard line, 3rd down and 7. And right on time is Carson Beck. That's going to be a 1st down. Dylan Bell, sophomore from Houston. That's a gain of 9 and a 1st down.
Well, as soon as you see with the motion with Arian Smith, you have one-on-one coverage, about 10 yards of separation, and this is what we call an Okie route. It's a deep out route. You're going to roll it for about 8 to 10 yards, gets about 12 yards on the sideline. Easy pitch and catch for the 1st down.
And it's a deep and talented wide receiver group. As there's a man down here for UT Martin. They're looking at Nadrian Desider. We'll check on him when we come back.
Subway refreshed everything, and now they're slicing their deli meats fresh. That's why the new Subway Series subs are preferred by this QB.
And preferred by his old backup QB.
And if we prefer it, we know you'll prefer it too. Have you been behind me this whole time?
Yep.
Right now, get a free footlong at Subway, like the Subway Series menu. Buy 1 footlong in the app, get 1 free.
For free.
That's what I'm talking about. Order in the Subway app today.
I'm your football obsessed best man. When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate.
MLB chooses T-Mobile for Business for 5G solutions to not only enhance the fan experience, but to advance how the game is played. Now's the time to see what America's largest 5G network can do for your business.
Hercule Poirot, come with me to a seance.
Detective, you are here to discredit me, but I can talk to the dead.
Mom, what is happening?
Somebody has been murdered. A ghost killed her. One of you is the killer. No one shall leave until I find her. If the living have been killed by the dead.
You were saying?
A Haunting in Venice. Rated PG-13. Only in theaters September 15.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach. Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
At Honda, hybrid is more than fuel efficiency. It means sporty and fun to drive. Style that enhances functionality. And technology that's paving the way for tomorrow. No wonder it made Car and Driver's 10 Best list for the 37th time. The new 2023 Accord Hybrid. Hybrid. Defined by Honda.
What if your entire day glided like Dove Men? It's made with a plant-based moisturizer and glides on without irritation. So you can glide through your entire day with confidence. Feel the Dove Men glide.
Oklahoma State transfer Nadrian Desider, the defensive end for UT Martin, able to get off the field under his own power. So a red zone situation here for Georgia. 1st down goal to go. Dogs had the #1 red zone offense last year. Scored almost 98% of the time. They're going to send Muse in motion. Back. They'll hand it off to Kendall Milton. And just churning ahead to the 6-yard line.
Well, it's interesting. This defense continues to any sort of motion from a 2-by-2 formation to a 3-by-1 formation. We've seen it 2 plays in a row. They're leaving the backside, what we call the X receiver, one-on-one with some cushion. Something to put in the back of Coach Bobo's mind for later this game if he wants to take some shots.
This offensive line could be the best in the country. 3 of the 5 starters back. And they get behind that line. Milton again. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and goal to go.
And Kendall Milton behind this offensive line, the power, it's a matter of staying healthy, and that's for the entire running backs. And they've been a little bit banged up at that position. Kendall's been banged up for a lot of his career. Can they stay healthy? Because if they can, you just mentioned it. I mean, this is going to be one of the best offensive lines, if not the best offensive line in the country, from tackle to tackle. Those guys are going to be able to move defenders to that second level to give these running backs opportunities. Just what we're about to see right now, opportunities to possibly get in the end zone.
Cedric Van Pran coming back, the center. That was a big lift for this team. And there is Bowers, touchdown. First touchdown of the year goes to the Mackey winner, Brock Bowers.
Anytime you see Brock Bowers in motion in the red zone, or for that matter of fact, anywhere on the football field, always a good chance that he's going to get some sort of jet sweep put in his belly, take it in the end zone once again. And you talk about what more can he do? That's essentially acting like a running back right there for Mr. Bowers.
Georgia's got to replace Jack Podlesny this year. The place kicker, Peyton Woodring. True freshman comes on and tacks on the extra point to make it 7-0 Georgia. 10 plays, 73 yards, and 439.
The one thing that continues to jump off the film when you watch 19, and you saw it on the first completion, the rollout from Carson Beck, you hit the tight end in the flat. Elite athletes, it's the balance. It's the balance they have for Bowers. It's to be able to lower the shoulder, take contact, but still stay on his feet. Get those extra yards, the yak. Good players go down after contact. Great players can bounce off that, get you another 5, 10 plus yards, and then just like we saw right there in that previous play, get you in the end zone.
Even without the Big O, who's gone on to the NFL, and Lawson Lucky, the exciting freshman who's out with injury tonight. They've got some real talented tight end behind Bowers and Delp and Sperlin, too.
Yeah,
we'll probably see tonight.
They're excited about those two, and someone that everyone is excited about after spring is that Lawson Lucky, because it reminds this fan base a lot of what Bowers is about.
Fair catch called. Now Brock Bowers, the last couple of years, just amazing numbers.
And the crazy thing is with these numbers, too, and obviously Todd Monken did such a great job scheming defenses up and moving him around to find ways to get him one-on-one. But defenses came into every single game saying, we have to stop 19. It was no secret, and yet they couldn't. And once again, a mixture of offensive scheme and game plan, but then just how good he is, singled up, double team, whatever, being able to be a very friendly target for his quarterback Stetson Bennett over the past couple seasons.
Doesn't like the spotlight much. Very humble guy, too, Brock Bowers. So UT Martin, its 3rd series. First down at 10, 3:40 to go here in the opening quarter. From their 25. They keep it on the ground, right into the teeth of that Georgia front. It's a veteran defensive front as Starks makes the stop from the secondary, but it did lose Nolan Smith, Robert Field, Jalen Carter. Still, they really like this group. Play fake, and that's incomplete. As another flag comes down, Tanksley, the intended receiver.
As we wait the full start penalty, if Kirby wants to accept it or not, you bring up that defensive line, Clay, and they got some depth. They're looking for that pass rusher, though, that guy in third down.
Illegal formation, offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is 3rd down.
I think what makes a defense great, and we saw it a couple of years ago when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat Kansas City Chiefs, when you're able to play 2 high safeties and still get pressure with just the front 4. And that's something Georgia's been able to do with the elite pass rushers they have. I mean, you think of Jalen Carter and how disruptive he was and the guys the past 2 seasons. They're looking for that guy. That way they can play 2 high safeties, keep Starks, keep Javon back there 10, 15 yards to help these DBs on the backside.
They're going to pin their ears back here on 3rd down and 9. They want to talk about it first. The Skyhawks calling a timeout. Man, you can just feel
UT
the energy
Martin.
in here on
Their
these
first of the
passing
half.
situations.
30 seconds in length.
As the crowd anticipates the defense being cut loose. 8 defensive linemen last year, Aaron, played over 170 snaps last year. So not only did they have high-end talent, they were deep at those positions, and that's what Kirby is really aching for again.
And he pushes it, man. I tell you what, watching practice last week, some of the most efficient practices are held here in Athens, Georgia. They grind, they push each other. It's good on good. And as we talked about with Carson Beck earlier, what gives Bobo confidence in Kirby is the fact that he's gone in practice against the best defense in the country for 2 straight years. Well, this defensive line is going day in and day out against one of the best offensive lines in the country. Good on good, getting after it, iron sharpening iron. Iron is what excites his coaching staff.
3rd down and 9. Kincaid Dant getting heated up, trying to step out of trouble, and he can't. He's swallowed up. Michael Williams, freshman All-American last year with the sack. It's 4th down.
If there's someone that's going to be able to get to the quarterback, it is Michael Williams. High expectations for him coming into the season because he can play from that 4-eye position all the way to the 9 technique and move around the defensive line. That initial burst, and you got to use that crowd noise, time up the snap, get off the football, 3rd and long situation.
Muse ready to return a punt for the 3rd time here in the quarter. He's backed off again by Aiden LaRosse, who does everything for UT Martin in special teams. Muse diving across the 30. Boy, is he elusive. There's Kirby Smart. Year number 8, 5-time division champ, 2-time SEC champ, and a pair of national titles. Not bad.
Not too shabby at all for Kirby Smart. Still young in age.
Says this team has proved nothing. He says the guys that are around should not be resting on their laurels if they were here a couple of years ago. And the new guys, they have done nothing yet. Andrew Paul checks in at running back. Carson Beck flares it out, and that was nearly jumped and intercepted by Calvante Key, the Alcorn State transfer.
Just late with that football. When you're going to throw an Omaha route, you have to catch it and rip it right now. These corner safeties and corners, they're essentially playing man-to-man coverage, and when they see that quick outbreak, they know what the vulnerable spots in the defense are. And when you're playing course coverage and you have to play inside leverage, teams like to throw out routes. We saw that Okie route earlier, the last possession, so they're going to be ready to jump on it. That's why you got to get the ball out on time and accurately, especially throwing from the other hash.
2nd down and 10, 2:14 to go here in the first. Robinson, speaking of elusive, nice run as he gets brought down to the turf by Josh Hastings, the transfer from Memphis, but that's a gain of 7.
Well, for 240 pounds, they just want him to continue to play fast. And for a young running back, there's a lot going on. But sometimes you just got to be an athlete. And practice is hard because you're thinking a lot. And that's why these game situations for these young players, it's good for them just to get ball, run. Get ball, go run over that guy over there. Excited to see what number 0 can do.
3rd down and 3. Lovett goes in motion. Beck wants to throw, and it's behind his man. Incomplete. Lovett was the intended target, and Beck was behind him. And they're going to go for it here on 4th down and 3 from deep in their own territory.
Yeah, Kirby not happy. Easy throw for Carson. You got to make that.
What do you think about this?
You got man-to-man coverage, especially down here at the bottom of the screen.
Might be a decoy. And timeout. Now, Kirby wants to talk about it. Well, Carson Beck.
Timeout, Georgia.
Not the same player as Stetson Bennett. He's his own man. How is he wired differently? I'm talking about above the shoulders here. I'm not talking about the talent. I'm not talking about the physical attributes. How is he wired differently than Stetson Bennett?
Well, he keeps his emotions in check a little bit more. Stetson he wore his emotions on his sleeve, which made him the competitor that he was. You always knew how Stetson was feeling in the practice and also in the games as well. And Carson, sometimes you kind of want to feel like, Carson, you got a pulse, man? You good? We in this thing? And that's good too, though, because you know no matter what the situation is that you got a guy that's going to be consistent. There's not going to be that up and down ebb and flow with him.
Now Brett Thorson comes on for the second time, the Australian. Made the All-SEC freshman team last year. O'Shea Baker back to return from inside the 25-yard line. A punt, a touchdown, and another punt for Georgia on their first 3 possessions. This is going to take a nice dog's roll inside the 15-yard line. That's a 58-yard punt for Thorson. So now here comes UT Martin again, Kincaid Dent. And this offense has had a sluggish start.
No, they want right now, what they want to do is get the ball into number 4, number 6 hands. Devontae Tanksley and Zoe Roberts. There's a belief that those guys have the speed to match up with the defensive backs against Georgia. Like, that's going to be, can you get 4 and 6 the ball in space? See if they can make some explosive plays. You're going to need chunk plays. For this offense, the thought of going anywhere from 10 to 15 plays to score a touchdown, that's going to be a tall task. You've got to be able to take the top off with an explosive play if you're going to want to move the ball consistently and get some points on that scoreboard.
Jordan Castleberry in the backfield. Dent pumps, throws it deep, far sideline. And it is almost intercepted, a flag down. Javon Bullard has been all over the field here in the first quarter for Georgia.
Well, we're going to get a pass interference defensively. Great job. They took a shot. What we just talked about. Take a shot on offense.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 3, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And you're going to get an out and up on the outside for number 13, Trevante Rucker. And you're not going to see the pass interference there, but Lassiter was thinking, I'm about to get a pick 6, take this to the house. All of a sudden, 13 turns up the sideline, and he did all he could to stay stride for stride with him. But those are some of the shots you're going to see, and I love the fact they rolled the quarterback out, because taking shots inside the pocket, a 3-5-step drop with a couple hitches, it's going to be a tall task for this offensive line. Move the quarterback off his spot.
First down. Should have been caught. Incomplete, intended for Dowling, the tight end, the transfer from Kansas.
No, this is a talented tight end crew. We talk about Georgia's tight ends and how significant they've been as a role in this offense for the past couple years. But talking to this coaching staff this week for UT Martin, they could not stop talking about the tight ends and getting into 12 personnel and 13 personnel and everything they could do with guys like DJ Nelson, who was an All-American in their conference a year ago. Matchup nightmares.
So after the incompletion, second down and 10, Castleberry in the backfield. They're going to shift out DJ Nelson, another tight end, and that's going to be another timeout called by UT Martin as the play clock was running down. You can see maybe some communication issues still there between the head coach and play caller, Jason Simpson, and his transfer quarterback.
Yeah, and Jason Simpson, the head coach, also the play caller for this football team for UT Martin. And you want to be able to put out your entire playbook. Because you look last year, Dresser Wynn was their quarterback, and he was tremendous. Big kid, big arm, can push the ball vertically down the field. You turn on the tape, and they did a little bit of everything. They did the RPO game. They had the play-action pass, take shots down the field. But when you have a quarterback like that knows your system, you could put a lot on their plate. And right now, the coaching staff still trying to get a feel how much their quarterback can digest, go out there and then go execute the game plan. And Yeah, they felt like this was the best week of practice. They went out there, had their best week, but practice is a lot different than being on the road in front of 95,000 people.
You mentioned Dresser Wynn. Well, he signed a free agent deal with the Rams. He was teammates for a short time with Matthew Stafford and Stetson Bennett, a couple of former Dogs, before being waived this week. So they're trying to replace a very good quarterback. They've got Kincaid Dent running the offense now. But it has been hard for him to hear with these Georgia fans in his ear hole all game. They go inside with Castleberry, find some wiggle room, and that's a good run, and that's going to be a first down for Jordan Castleberry, a gain of 11 for the former Maryland Terrapin.
Oh, we talk about moving the quarterback off the spot to create some time. Well, also with how athletic Georgia is, you got to get them moving from side to side a little bit too, and then bam, you hit them right in their face going downhill. You see the jet motion. You get linebackers moving one way for just a split second. Allows that offense line to create that surge.
Final minute here of the opening quarter. An opening day in Athens. Play clock inside of 5. Dent. Inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Kincaid Dent. Jason Simpson said, hey, my quarterback can run now. He's quicker than he looks.
Oh, he looked pretty quick right there. Zone read, defensive end crashes. That's a hard part, too, for a defense that hasn't seen a lot of film of this quarterback. What can he do? Is he a pocket guy? Is he a runner? Right now, this defense is saying, we better be a little bit slower during that mesh on these zone reads if you're a defensive end or linebacker coming off the edge.
26 yards, biggest play of the day so far for this offense. And they're going to take this to the second quarter. I think UT Martin, all in all, Aaron, has to be happy with that first 15 minutes.
You're down 7-0 to the defending champs, and you're in their territory. I think that's a win for UT Martin.
Well, the Mackey Award winner Brock Bowers with the first touchdown of the season. But the Skyhawks are on the march. We have played one here in Athens. Back in a moment.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the collab of flavors. The sweet honey, the pickled jalapeno peppers, and the creamy pimento cheese. It is a perfect bite.
Hey y'all, this is Ronte, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the richness of the pimento cheese. When I took a first bite, I was like, go, go, go cheese, go pimento, go honey, go chicken, go get it.
Yeah, with Metro, there's no contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. There's not a yada yada.
Wait, Metro has not the contract yada yada?
What's this surprise yada yada?
Price hike yada yada.
Yada 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 yada.
Contract yada yada.
And this yada yada.
I don't know, kid. That one makes sense.
Nada yada yada means wireless without the gotcha. No contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. Only at Metro.
Hercule Poirot, come with me to a seance.
Detective, you are here to discredit me, but I can talk to the dead.
Mom, what is happening?
Somebody has been murdered. A ghost killed her. One of you is the killer. No one shall leave until I find her. If the living have been killed by the dead.
You were saying?
A Haunting in Venice. Rated PG-13. Only in theaters September 15th.
Massage temporarily dans le voyant. Bassine every 20 minutes to keep it from drying out. And voila.
This is gonna taste all right.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the collab of flavors. The sweet honey, the pickled jalapeno peppers, and the creamy pimento cheese. It is a perfect bite.
Hey y'all, this is Ronte, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is the richness of the pimento cheese. When I took a first bite, I was like, go, go, go cheese, go pimento, go honey, go chicken, go, go, go get it.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. Connect on a sweeter level.
What if my coverage isn't right? What if I accidentally hit a food truck? What if it gets covered in empanadas?
At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Thanks.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
The new season, a new UGA here in Athens. 7-0 Georgia after 1. Jason Simpson moments ago with Ashland.
All right, Coach, a couple good drives to end this quarter. How do you continue to get the offense going this next quarter?
Well, I think we got 3 or 4 penalties, so you're playing a great team. We can't beat ourselves right here. We talk about beating the game all the time. I think it's like 5 penalties to 1 right now, so that's on us. I'm proud of our kids. I appreciate Coach Smart bringing us here. Our kids getting this type of environment. We're going to keep competing, and I like this group. We'll play hard.
Coach, good luck. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much.
Look out. Tyke Smith from his star position just leveled Jordan Castleberry for a loss of 4.
Creates havoc. That was said over and over again this week. Creator of havoc in the backfield at that nickel position. That was going to be a transition. Do you really want to take 22 Javon Bullard and move him back for how well he played last year? Well, when you got 23, Tyke Smith, let's get him on the field as well.
Now on second down, Dent flips it out to Zill Roberts. First time we've mentioned his name. He's one of their best offensive weapons, and you talked about it, Aaron. They've got to get him involved. It's third down now.
One easy way is like that, just the RPO game, the run-pass option where all of a sudden you see him uncovered a safety 10 yards deep. Let's get one of our fastest guys the ball in space and create a third down situation where, hey, you may, on the road right now, kind of say, you know what, we're just going to go for it on fourth down every opportunity we get.
UT Martin 0 for 3 on third down. And send Castleberry out wide. Dent over the middle, and it hits the umpire.
Georgia's defense is already good enough without adding a 12th defender with the umpire right in the middle of the field. And this is a situation we just talked about. Man, you're on the road. You're against the back-to-back national champs. Nothing really to lose, right?
You're going to keep the offense out there. Sure, why not?
I mean, you're not going to kick a field goal at this point. You're not going to punt it. And right now you have 6 in the slot, 4 in the backside. If I got one-on-one on the backside, I like Tanksley. You also got number 6 in the slot, one-on-one with Malachi Starks, a safety.
Little pooch punt by Kincaid Dent. And this is well played. Checks up at the 7-yard line. Kincaid Dent of Yazoo City, Mississippi. Spent a lot of time in Oxford with the Rebels. Now at UT Martin, he's the guy, and that's a pretty pooch punt.
It looked like my 56, nice little 100 yards down to the green. Put it within about 5 feet, tapping for birdie. Yeah, a little wedge game. I like it. A little touch from the quarterback.
So now the Dogs backed up deep in their own end. And Carson Beck, who's making his first career start, will bring the unit back out. Kendall Milton will join him in the backfield. Carson Beck so far, 5 for 9, 30 yards passing. The Georgia run game still waiting to be unleashed.
The whole offense is waiting to be unleashed right now.
Oscar Delp goes in motion. And they are going to run it. And boy, you got to hand it to this UT Martin defensive front. They are plugging holes. That's Dalen Dotson, the defensive end, a Georgia native as it happened. Big number 1 on the stop.
Well, right now they're playing a quarters-based defense. So it looks like 2 high safeties, and you always think, 2 high safeties, let's run the football. Well, these safeties are aggressive. The linebackers are aggressive downhill. And essentially it's man-to-man coverage on the outside from these receivers. You see four DBs across about 10 yards. Your classic cover 4 defense.
Cash Jones into the game. Back to throw. He finds Bowers, but the ball comes loose. It's recovered by Georgia's Arian Smith. But that was on the turf for a moment.
We're going to see, was that a catch or not? That's going to be the question if they take another look at that. Did he make a football move?
Recovered by the offense. First down, Georgia.
They're going to rule it on the field, a catch and a recovery, and a first down. And O'Shea Baker, wearing 0, knocked it out.
Great job putting the helmet on the football.
Back on the run to Jones. Here is Cash Jones, the sophomore out of Texas. Rolling his way to the 25-yard line, escorted out by Chris Hunter. So Cash Jones, one of the 5 running backs that we've seen here today.
Oh, speed and great hands, and that's something that Georgia's accustomed to seeing nowadays from the running back spot. Not just running between the tackles, but being incorporated in the pass game as well, and even flexing them out, putting them in the slot, matching them up backside. Things cool guys like that can stretch the ball, stretch the field vertically as a pass catcher as well. And they feel like they have someone like that in Cash Jones.
We have not seen Dejon Edwards. Of course, he's nursing an injury. A little nicked up in camp. So they go with Roderick Robinson, the freshman straight ahead. Jalen Sharp on the tackle, 2-yard gain.
Well, I want to see more from this offensive line too. Regardless of what the defense is, you need to be imposing your will a little bit more, is what I'm sure Stacey Searles, the offensive line coach, is telling them in between series. You look at this defense right now. You have everyone within 10 yards. I'd be screaming at Bobo to send a post route over top with number 11.
They pitch it out. Roderick Robinson cuts the edge, turns the corner, and gets out to midfield. Evans tracked him down from behind, but that's a run of 23 for the native of Imperial, California.
That's the dilemma. If you want to come up close and you're able to block everyone up front, great job by Oscar Delp. And these tight ends, they got a little chip on their shoulder too. Everyone thinks they're just pass catchers.
Back, 3-step drop from the gun. On the move, got it to Delp. And he'll lunge ahead. That's going to be a short pickup for Oscar. Well, he's a big sophomore, 6'5", 245.
And that is the nice thing about all these tight ends, though. They can do a little bit of everything from obviously we know Brock and Oscar and Pierce Spurlin's a 6'7" tight end that they want to see him put a little bit of weight on. He's about 225, 230 to get a little bit more physical, but can stretch the field as well. And then Lawson Lucky with the big spring game.
10.5 to go here before halftime. This is Kendall Milton again, one of the top draft eligible backs in the SEC. You mentioned Bobo back as offensive coordinator. I imagine it was a little sentimental for him tonight, calling plays again for Georgia. He was your offensive coordinator for 4 years. Yep. How involved did he allow you to be in the play mapping week to week?
Oh, extremely involved. He wanted all the quarterbacks' opinions. What do you like? What do you not like? What are you seeing? Always expecting us to essentially give him our play sheet on Monday night of what plays we want to see run in the football game.
Another great play by this UT Martin defense. It's Jared Johnson, the nose tackle. Calvante Key also in on the play. And it's 4th down, and now Mike Bobo has got to be questioning what can they do here to start moving against this front. And the punting unit's going to have to come out again.
Yeah, complete whiff up front. And then Calvante Key did a great job of stunting inside from that nickel position. And Arian Smith, number 11, that was his responsibility. But when you trigger that fast from the slot, really difficult for the receiver to go essentially dig that player out to make a play.
And this one is going to be fair caught inside the 15-yard line. Brandon Butcher, the defensive coordinator for UT Martin. His Skyhawk defensive unit really fired up tonight.
Hi, this is Chantrice, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the richness of the pimento cheese. No, actually, the mild spiciness of the jalapeno peppers. No, it's the crispy chicken. Actually, I can't decide. It's the entire sandwich.
Hey, my name's Liam, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is that it's so creamy.
The pimento cheese has the great flavor, but it also lets everything else on the sandwich elevate it. That takes it up to another level. It's the best.
Yeah, with Metro, there's no contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. There's not a yada yada.
Wait, Metro has not of the contract yada yada?
What's this surprise yada yada? Price hike yada yada. Yada 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 yada.
Contract yada yada.
And this yada yada.
I don't know, kid. That one makes sense.
Nada yada yada means wireless without the gotcha. No contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. Only at Metro.
I'm the team mascot. Boy, am I running late. What a hit. And if you have cut rate car insurance, the cost to cover that might tank your season. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem like me.
3 victims, 6 suspects. Who will survive the night?
No one shall leave until I know who did it.
You're doing that thing where you pretend to know more than everyone else.
It was ghost. I do not believe in such things.
You were saying?
From the world of Agatha Christie comes the murder mystery event, only in theaters.
Did you see something?
Who are you talking to?
The Haunting in Venice, rated PG-13, September 15.
At Dots, an ordinary pretzel just isn't enough. So they add savory seasoning and tempting buttery flavor into every delicious twist. Now that's enough to make you order a special delivery.
That seems like a lot.
They're really good. Dots, sensationally seasoned pretzels.
The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The EQS SUV from Mercedes-Benz.
Now, pardon the pun, but Georgia's in a dogfight here with 9:12 to go in the half. 17 straight wins. Win tonight, they'll break a program record. And this UT Martin team, Aaron Murray, 0-12 all time against the SEC, but they've looked pretty good here so far, at least especially defensively.
Defensively, they've looked great. You talk about Georgia's offensive line, hyping them up to be one of the best in the country, and right now, it seems like UT Martin's dominating the line of scrimmage on the defensive side.
Kincaid Dant getting heated up, flips it downfield, has a man wide open. It was underthrown. Did he catch it? No. Devontae Tanksley couldn't get his arms underneath
The
it.
ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Second down.
Yeah, it's going to be incomplete.
That's his speed down the field. Once again, moving the quarterback off his normal spot. Great job stepping up, just unable to put enough juice on the football to make the completion. But if you're going to see shots from this team, they know, again, we're not going to sit in the pocket and expect our quarterback and offensive line to protect. Let's continue to move him.
Just 6 passing yards so far for UT Martin. That was a missed opportunity on a big play. And another timeout. And this one is called by Jason Simpson.
Prior to the snap, UT Martin called their final timeout of the half. Timeout on the field.
So we're going to step aside. Back in Athens after a quick break.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the collab of flavors. The sweet honey, the pickled jalapeno peppers, and the creamy pimento cheese. It is a perfect bite.
Hey y'all, this is Ronte, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the richness of the pimento cheese. When I took a first bite, I was like, go, go, go cheese, go pimento, go honey, go chicken, go get it.
Nothing scary about Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest lasting AA battery.
Businesses need 5G solutions today. That's why they choose T-Mobile for Business. MLB partners with T-Mobile to not only enhance the fan experience, but to advance how the game is played. AAA relies on T-Mobile's network to stay connected nationwide so they can help get their members back on the road. And we're helping Pano AI innovate to stop the spread of wildfires. Now's the time to see what America's largest 5G network can do for your business.
Hercule Poirot, come with me to a seance.
Detective, you are here to discredit me, but I can talk to the dead.
Mom, what is happening?
Somebody has been murdered. A ghost killed her. One of you is the killer. No one shall leave until I find her. If the living have been killed by the dead.
You were saying?
A Haunting in Venice. Rated PG-13. Only in theaters September 15.
Hey! What if getting insurance is scary? What if the jargon makes me feel alone and in the dark?
At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Great.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
This UT Martin team is no slouch. Back-to-back OVC champions. Jason Simpson, their head coach, no stranger to the SEC, played football and baseball at Mississippi State back in the day. Had a great year last year. And he likes his club this year, even though he's got a grad transfer quarterback. They called the timeout. And we'll see what he brings here on second down and 10.
I mean, you're talking about a football team that lost 14 players, OVC-type conference players heading into this season. But he felt like, we had a very competitive camp, a physical camp, and what all coaches want to say is we were healthy. That's the biggest thing.
Franklin, not much, maybe a couple, and it's going to bring up third down and fairly long. But, Aaron, when you consider last year UT Martin went to Knoxville to play Tennessee, an SEC opponent, and lost by 31 there. I mean, they're representing themselves, at least so far tonight, much better.
I mean, we're halfway through the second quarter. It's 7-0. It's a ball game. I mean, this is no you can't hide from it right now for Georgia fans. This is a ball game. 7-0 here, midway through the second quarter. So, yeah, UT Martin's come to play, especially on the defensive side of the football.
Skyhawks offense needing the 22 to keep this drive going. Play clock winding down again. Did they get it off in time? There's been a problem tonight.
Game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Well, Clay, it's the communication. There just seems like there's a lot going on, and that would kind of be my one message to this coaching staff is just line up and play ball. Like when you put too much on the quarterback's plate, especially a quarterback that hasn't played a lot of college football, first time playing in your system, I don't want him making a million checks. Line up, maybe give me one or two motions, but let's just go play. Let's play fast. And don't put me in a position where I'm panicking all of a sudden with 2 seconds to go on the play clock.
Now 3rd and 13. Dent rolling to his right. He's going to tuck it and run again, trying to get to the sticks. Slides at the 20, a couple of yards shy of where he needed to get, and he takes a pop for good measure. Javon Bullard was hoping that Dent was going to come in shoulder high.
Good thing Javon went a little high, too, on that. And now this offense for Georgia. You can see if they get some good field position. But right now, I mean, UT Martin defensively and the great punting game, too. I mean, it's felt like it's been like 50, 60-yard kabooms every time. And Georgia's trying to get some great field position to start off a possession and see if Mekhi Muse can make something happen.
Aiden LaRoche, the transfer from Charlotte, had a 60-yard punt his last kick, and this is a good one, too. Great hang time. Muse is going to call for the fair catch after 31. 49-yard punt for Aiden LaRoche out of Cape Town, South Africa. So UT Martin hanging around with the number one team in the nation opening night in Athens.
So gentle.
When Target's Good and Gather groceries bring joy to the table for less. When sharing the love starts with quality ingredients. And when great taste meets low prices. That's totally Target.
What if your entire day glided like Dove Men? It's made with a plant-based moisturizer and glides on without irritation. So you can glide through your entire day with confidence. Feel the Dove Men glide.
You're a diehard fan of Buffalo. Not these Buffalo. This Buffalo. But you live in Wyoming. where these buffalo roam. No bills, though, except for your neighbor, Bill.
Howdy.
But with NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube, you can watch Buffalo games on Sundays, even though your home is on the range, which sure beats watching the deer and the antelope play. Bill's pretty good, though. NFL Sunday Ticket, now on YouTube and YouTube TV. Sign up now.
4 decades ago, we started on a journey. We planted seeds, we made promises, and we kept them.
Focusing entirely on protecting our clients, it became a way of life. We stand between the injured and those who would harm them again.
Over 40 years ago, we set out to build a law firm. What we ended up with
was so much more.
Farah and Farah. This is what we built.
I used to watch the Heisman House every year on TV. And I'd always wonder, is it real? It's very real.
Take a little bit more up the top.
Now that I've been here a while, it's a lot like campus. We have roommates.
Hey, Caleb, just try and keep it down. It's nap time.
Of course, there's a gym.
10. All right, people, here we go. Looking good, RG3.
No, you're looking good, RG3.
Yeah, so it's a lot like...
room, rookie.
We're doing a ticky-tock. Pound. Just like campus.
Wait.
Remix your routine. Make it a Hidden Valley Ranch night.
Clay Matvick here in Murray. Ashley Shamity back here in Athens. Georgia ready to get the ball for the 5th time tonight. They punted 3 times, 1 touchdown. The offense has sputtered a little bit. What do you need to see?
One-play mentality. I think that's the biggest thing right now for Carson Beck and this team, and that's something Carson Beck talked about learning from Stetson Bennett for the past 2 seasons is being able to put bad plays behind you. And it's easier said than done, but you have to. It has not been a great start for Carson Beck in this offense, but it's a brand new series. I think that's a message from Bobo to 15 right now is, listen, let's just go out there right now and score and put all that behind us. One-play mentality.
Todd Monken went back to the NFL, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. This is more like what the fans want to see. Kendall Milton stepping it into the secondary. Big gallop to the 31-yard line. Give him 38 on the play.
And I guarantee you Coach Searles was on those dudes up front about making some more room for these running backs to get to the 2nd and 3rd level. And Kendall showing that strength with the stiff arm.
They stay with Milton. Gets inside the 30, ducks to the 29-yard line. Kendall Milton was the Dogs' number 3 rusher last year, despite missing a couple of games. Again, they lost Kenny McIntosh to the NFL. Branson Robinson, very talented sophomore. He's out for the year. Very disappointed about that, of course, but this is a very good group of running backs.
Yeah, it's a good. I don't know if there's a superstar on this team right now at the running back spot. I think that's a little foreign for Georgia fans who are so accustomed since Herschel that it's always been that stud NFL running back on the roster. And right now, you're looking for him. It's going to be definitely running back by committee.
Looking for Bowers. They got him again. That's going to be a 1st down and more. Brock Bowers takes a hit and then lays some punishment of his own and gets to the 13-yard line. Man, is he devastating after the catch.
Oh, it's the balance. We talk about elite athletes have elite balance and can take those hits, absorb them, and stay up. And Brock's like that, man. He's a big kid. Hard to bring down, low center of gravity.
To the end zone, looking for Smith. There's contact. Georgia fans want a flag, and they're not going to get one. Jamichael McGoy, who had that penalty for the late hit in the 1st quarter, was in on the coverage, and the fans thought he should have been called for the PI.
Let's see. One-on-one fade ball. A lot of grabbing, a lot of jersey grabbing. Arian's not really able to adjust to make the back shoulder catch.
That's a physical defense, no doubt about it. It was a big part of their identity last year. They forced 28 takeaways. And now here's Beck to throw again to the outside. It is caught up around the shoulders. Penalty flag comes out as Dominic Lovett hauls it in. We'll see what the marker's for. That's a pickup of 7, at least for now.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 0. At the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Remember Jason Simpson when he talked to Ashley, the biggest concern he had was penalties.
Well, that's something we've seen on the first weekend so far, and even saw it bleeding in from last weekend as well, week 0. Teams on the road, you got to take care of the football first off, and you can't commit penalties. Early in the season, there's going to be mistakes, but when you're on the road, you have to lessen those mistakes, or they're going to bite you in the butt. And listen, ball don't lie. Should have been a penalty on the previous play with Aaron Smith. Come back and get it now. Yeah, Brock Bowers lined up as a receiver, top of your screen, number 19.
Man wide open, it's Lovett, and incomplete. Josh Hastings covered the ground quickly to knock that away from Lovett. And Georgia missed a wide open man opportunity in the end zone.
You got to catch it. You got to catch it if you love it right there. I know impact is coming. You know it's coming, but ball's in your hand right there. Great job by Hastings, though, being able to put that left hand right there at the football to punch it out. But 6 strong hands, you tuck it in there. You get ready for impact knowing that, hey, I ain't going anywhere. I just got to fall down in the end zone and hit 7 points. Great job defensively, though.
I think Dominic Lovick is going to see that in his sleep tonight. Receivers down here stacked. They're going to go with Robinson, and he's down to the 4-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and goal to go after that 2-yard pickup. Another tackle for Dalen Dotson, the preseason All-American. Got to hand it to Carson Beck, though. Aaron, he saw that mismatch. Yep. There was nobody there, and he got it out of his hands quick.
Right away. All right, this is the big key right now. 19, bottom of your screen in the red zone. If you play if you give that safety double teaming him on the backside, they're going to motion someone over to take that double team off of him.
Beck, all kinds of time. Now he's going to run. Nice move into the end zone. Touchdown. That's got to feel good for Carson Beck. How many times did this crowd over the last couple of years see Stetson Bennett do things very similar to that?
Oh, Stetson had a little wiggle on him, and Carson Beck saying, I learned a little something else from Stetson Bennett about running the football. And he wanted to go to Brock. Defensive end dropped out right underneath the 5-yard out route. 8-man drop. Nothing's there for the quarterback. You got time to kind of get through your reads. Nothing there. And the big quarterback found a way to run the ball in.
Peyton Woodring on for the extra point. The true freshman knocks it home to make it 14-0. 7 plays, 68 yards in 2:43.
Well, one of the big questions with Carson Beck, could he be like Stetson, extending plays, running, making plays with his legs? He showed a little something right there. 14-0 Georgia.
More shopping? You should watch your spending, honey. I'm saving with Liberty Mutual, Mom. They customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Check it out. You could save $700 just by switching. Ooh. I'll look into that. Let me put a reminder on my phone. Save $700. Pick up Dad from airport. Oh, only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
180!
Hello, Patrick Mahomes.
Hold on. Wait, who do you even play for?
T-Mobile. And I'm here to protect you from wireless companies that blitz you with phone deals that sack you with a 3-year device contract.
Even I can get sacked?
Not at T-Mobile. They have plans that make upgrades work for you. They even have a plan which makes you upgrade ready every year.
Thanks, man. Now can I do the thing?
Do the thing. Excellent.
Take charge of your upgrades with our Best Go 5G plans at T-Mobile.
Let's have a huddle.
You don't know what huddle is, do you?
No.
Get all your breakfast faves like hash browns for just a few bucks, only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
Hercule Poirot, come with me to a seance.
Detective, you are here to discredit me, but I can talk to the dead.
Mom, what is happening?
Somebody has been murdered. A ghost killed her. One of you is the killer. No one shall leave until I find her. If the living have been killed by the dead.
You were saying?
A Haunting in Venice. Rated PG-13. Only in theaters September 15th.
My renaissance was daring to dream. Cadillac's renaissance is daring to go all electric. So, what's your renaissance?
What if your entire day glided like Dove Men? It's made with a plant-based moisturizer and glides on without irritation. So you can glide through your entire day with confidence. Feel the Dove Men glide.
93,000 fans applauding Carson Beck as he scores his first touchdown of the year from 4 yards out. And that's got to be a relaxing feeling for Mr. Beck.
I know. Get that first touchdown out of the way. Feel good about it. The way things are going, I'm sure there's an expectation of seeing 15 only for the first half, but you're going to get many more opportunities, it looks like, heading into the second half.
Jared Circle bangs it through the end zone, so UT Martin will start at the 25. Let's go back to the touchdown.
Well, you motion the receiver over so you can get Brock Bowers one-on-one with the safety. You see the corner getting out of the way. Carson wants him, but he sees the defensive end drop out into space, and this is the maturity we've talked about. Don't force it just because you haven't had the game you want. Gets through his reads, drop 8 coverage, no one's there, and then you make Giovanni Davis miss in the open space right after that. A lot of quarterbacks would have forced it in that situation. Seeing the defensive end, let me get off my read, 2-3, boom, no one's there, let me get out and run the football.
Do you remember your first career start?
Oh, man, that was like 15 years ago.
I mean, there's a lot on his plate tonight.
Oh, yeah.
14-0 Georgia now. As the Skyhawks start at their own 25-yard line. Dent, play fake, swings it out. This is caught by Booker. Eugenio Booker, who played with Tulane last year. He's going to get a couple before Bullard and Smith combine on the stop.
It's the speed of this secondary coming downhill. And as a quarterback, you got to put that ball in front, 1 foot in front of the numbers so he doesn't have to turn around, catch it, because every split second against his defense makes a huge difference. When you got Starks and Javon coming downhill and Tyke is playing a heck of a first half at that nickel position, healthy and hungry, coming down to make tackle after tackle, you got to be perfect as a quarterback.
Only 8 passing yards for UT Martin. Dent's going to dump it off. Tight end Nelson. And he's going to be stopped short of the line to gain by a couple of yards. So a third down coming up here for UT Martin.
Well, I want to see more of DJ Nelson. 21 catches, 6 touchdowns last year. He's just walking off the field right now, but he's someone that I would love to keep in third down situations. See if you get him lined up against a linebacker or a safety and use his athleticism. And now expecting some pressure. From the bottom of your screen, you see the safeties rotating. See if Georgia stays in it or not. If you check, I check. Looks like you check, I check. Georgia's coming out of it.
They're running out of time. Snap, ball loose, fumble. Who's got it? And they're going to call a penalty, it looks like. Looks like a false start.
False start. Offense, number 13. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
In the grand scheme of things here, and that's a penalty that Jason Simpson's happy to take.
And once again, there's just a lot going on. The communication from head coach to quarterback, and you keep putting yourself in these situations where it seems like it's just pandemonium with 5 seconds to go before the ball snapped. Just give me a play, give me a couple options, whether it's an RPO, whatever it is, and let me go make post-snap reads instead of putting so much on the pre-snap.
You can't practice an environment like this either. It is just so hard to hear.
You can simulate as much crowd noise as you can with speakers and all that, but I agree. Like, it's a little bit different when you look around and there's all of this on top of you, and you look over and you see probably about 5 or 6 NFL guys, if not more, trying to take your head off.
They take the play clock down to 2. Handoff. Sam Franklin. Good run along the far sideline. Did he get there? Needed to get to the 35-yard line. It's close. It's going to be short by about a yard, so 4th down. And now another timeout, and this time Georgia wants to talk.
Well, they would love to put Carson Beck in a situation, and what they're going to get right now,
Their second of the half.
of 2-minute drive. Can Carson Beck execute a 2-minute drive? You do it in practice a million times over the past few years, but can you do it in a live game situation where you know there's a chance you're going to get hit? This is going to be young. I want to say young quarterback, but he's not young. Inexperienced quarterback getting a 2-minute drive before the end of half.
6 starters back from that offense, which averaged 41 points per game, 4th best in the country. Things haven't come real easy tonight for Georgia. They've had some empty possessions, but that last series certainly bringing, I would think, Carson Beck and this offense some confidence.
Well, you had the run game going. You had a big run from Kendall Milton to get you into plus territory, take some pressure off the passing game. And then, you hit on a 3rd and 5 red zone inside the 5-yard line, or at the 5-yard line for a rushing touchdown. And it's all about, can you continue to build that confidence for number 15?
See if Mekhi Muse can give Georgia some decent field position for Beck and company to start with as LaRosse comes on for another punt. This will be his 5th kick of the half. Remember, Muse took one back to the end zone during the spring game. A great kick again by LaRosse. Lands inside the 5. He outkicked his coverage by a mile.
This kid's got a rocket strapped onto that right leg of his. I mean, every single punt has just been a howitzer off that right foot. Been really impressive to see him. Once again, not giving Georgia optimal field position. 2:17 for the next 17 seconds. No rule changes in college football. The clock will continue to run even with the 1st down. Once you get inside of 2 minutes, end of half, and then end of the game, it goes back to the old rules where the clock will stop. You go out of bounds. Clock will stop at 1st downs as well.
Two-minute drill time for Georgia. Mike Bobo's offense going to the air. They're going to flare it out to Bowers. Bowers to the 25-yard line, up the near sideline, and close to the 30.
Yeah, we got to start keeping track of yards after contact for Brock Bowers in this football game. It's going to take 1 or 2, if not 3 defenders to bring him down. Nice controlled drop by Carson Beck. Get through the reads. Understand you got some timeouts in your pocket. Clock is going to start stopping right now. Under 2 minutes for 1st downs. You got time to move the ball down the field to put some points on before halftime.
And go back to the ground. Tripped up coming through is Cash Jones. The sophomore's going to get a couple. There's Jalen Sharp. Made that tackle. 1st down. Like I said, the clock stopped momentarily. Now it starts up again.
It's going to be interesting when they really hit play. I would like maybe the next play or two to go more into that 2-minute mode. Get lined up, get the call, and snap it.
Beck. Over the middle, there's Bowers again. 1st down and more to midfield. Catch number 5 for Bowers.
And now it's time to put the gas on for Georgia in this offense. Get the play, get lined up. Get it snapped a little after the clock gets rolling.
Gain of 20. Georgia moving with urgency here. Minute 15 to go. Beck now, he wants to run. And he's going to pick up 6, maybe 7 on that carry.
Oh, and a lot of Georgia fans ask me, how much is Georgia going to miss Stetson Bennett in those legs? And Carson is not, he's not Tom Brady. He's not a statue in the pocket. But he's going to be able to rip off 5, 10-yard runs just like that when defenses do decide to drop in coverage.
Georgia still has a timeout to play with. They're going to dump it off. It's Jones again. He's going to be cut down inside the 45. Takes a hard tackle from Jay Rogers. Timeout called. And Georgia's going to use their final timeout. Kirby Smart not happy. As he kind of got up in Jones's grill there as he came off the field. A 3rd down and 3 coming up for Georgia after the timeout. They're getting close here to field goal range, but I'm sure when this drive started, they were looking for more than that.
Yeah, of course. You want a touchdown. No doubt about it. I mean, you want to put 7 points on the board as much as you can. And there's going to be times throughout the season when you're going to have to execute a 2-minute drive. Think of what Stetson and this offense did last year, especially versus Ohio State. Can you put us in the end zone with 2 minutes to go, with 1:20 to go? And the more that you can simulate that in a real-life situation, not just a Thursday practice where you're going against your scout team defense or whatever it may be, it's invaluable for Carson and his development this season.
All right, so Beck is going to send 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the near side. Cash Jones in the backfield. Lovett goes in motion. 48 seconds to go in the half. Georgia out of timeouts. Beck has time, now runs out of it. Now steps up, and he is going to be stopped short of the first down marker. Tevin Shipp, the linebacker, stepped up and made the tackle. Are they going to give it to him? They're going to say he got enough. They're moving the chains. And now UT Martin has a man down. It's Tevin Shipp who made that tackle.
Timeout on the field for a player injury.
And you can see Jason Simpson coming out. He wants to talk to the officials.
Looked a little short from our
It sure
vantage
did.
point. And we'll get some good replays out of it to see when the knee went down and when the ball was extended in order to try and get the first down. But at first glance, looked to be about a half-yard short. I expect Georgia would still go for it on a 4th and half-yard situation. Got to get to the... He's right there. That's going to be tough to overturn. Carson's a big kid. And the elbow might have gone down a half-yard short of the line to gain. And his defense right there they always are in a 3 down front, but drop 8, playing at 3 high safety looks, which turns into a Tampa 2 coverage. 2 safeties off, a middle safety that plays like that middle linebacker running through the middle of the field. Not a lot to throw for the quarterback.
Again, the offense isn't much different than it was a year ago under Todd Monken, with new offensive coordinator Mike Bobo now calling the plays. A lot of the terminology.
Oh, it's all the same. All the same terminology. And it's part of the reason why Bobo was brought in a year ago, was to be that analyst behind Monken, to learn from what he was doing. And you talked to Coach Bobo, some of the things he loved was the motions, the shifts, moving Brock Bowers around. And now it's his opportunity to incorporate that.
42 seconds to go in the half. Clock running. First down from the 40. Beck on the crossing route. Got it to Jones. He's going to step out of bounds wisely to stop the clock. And gets it to the 28-yard line. So now plenty of time to work with and a fresh set of downs.
Well, you're going to continue to see these check downs, too. I mean, this defense they're all about hopefully just giving up a field goal. They're going to continue to play very soft, cover 2, safeties dropping, corners dropping, and going to give up the check down. I wouldn't be surprised if these linebackers drop out in coverage here.
Beck going downfield, caught inside the 5. What a catch in tough coverage by Lovett. Remember the one he dropped in the end zone, trying to make up for it.
One-on-one, they decided to bring a little bit of pressure, and it bites you in the butt defensively. You've been playing a little bit passive. You get aggressive, and Georgia takes advantage of the one-on-one with the back shoulder inside fade.
First down, goal to go. Jones is going to be cut down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of a couple. Clock running, no timeouts for Georgia. 15 seconds to go in the half. And Carson Beck's going to spike it to stop the clock with 11 ticks left. Aaron, if Georgia can punch it in here, they're going to also have the football to start the second half. And, that's going to be a good thing for this team. But I think the most important thing is the confidence that this offense is going to get in a 2-minute situation. Yep. If they can get in the end zone, that's going to check a box for them.
Well, and all of a sudden, for a half that wasn't that great, you look up heading into halftime, and it's 21-0. It could have been better, yeah, but 21, first game of the season. Come out, have a better second half, hopefully.
Back, plenty of time. Goes to the end zone. Man open in the back, and it's incomplete. He wanted Arian Smith, who was right there, but overshot him.
Yeah, just Arian was going one way. Carson was throwing the other way back of the end zone. And unfortunate because you had him, and it's tough. You had to get that ball up and over the linebacker, throw it almost at those crossbars, but just a little bit too high and off target.
So Georgia's going to have to settle for a field goal attempt. I'm going to bring out Woodring. He'll try and hit his first career collegiate field goal. This will be a 23-yard attempt. Broke the Louisiana high school record. The longest field goal in state history last year, 60 yards. So he's got a strong leg, and he bangs it home to make it 17-0.
Got points. Yeah, that's you got to walk away from that saying, hey, we put 3 points on the board. We accomplished a 2-minute drill because we put something there. But you're definitely walking away off this field right now for this offense saying should have been 7 points and probably another 7 points at some point during this half as well.
Coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance of the Georgia Redcoat Marching Band on SEC Network Plus. Start streaming now on the ESPN app. Opening night here at Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia, alongside one of the all-time greats at this university, Aaron Murray. I'm Clay Matvick. Ashley Shamity down on the field. 17-0, number one Georgia. Trying to do something that no team in major college football has done in 87 years, and that's three-peat, and it starts tonight.
Well, I say harder now than ever because of especially the playoffs. Just more games you have to get through. Never been done in the AP era.
Another one through the end zone for Zirkle. And so UT Martin will come out with just a few ticks on the clock and no timeouts. You look at the schedule for Georgia, too, Aaron, and I'm going to host Ball State next week. Their schedule is considered very favorable. Only one opponent in the preseason top 25. That's at Tennessee on the 18th of November. But, you know, expectations are high for this team. And we said it before, Kirby Smart says this version of the Bulldogs has accomplished nothing yet.
Nothing. It's true. There's new faces, new positions. Young guys got to step up. New coaching staff in some spots as well. It's a brand new season, man. It's the beauty of college football, especially with the portal nowadays. You got to re-identify yourself on both sides.
Carson back in his first career start, 14 of 21. 140 yards passing. Had a rushing touchdown. Georgia leads it 17-0, and they will have the football to start the second half. Halftime here in Athens.
On all three levels, so that's not the question. It wasn't the question coming into the season. It's this offense. Can Bobo find a way to create some explosive plays? Because they're there. You look at the way in which UT Martin is playing defense. There are some shot plays. I think that's what this offense needs right now. A nice big chunk play through the air to build some excitement and continue to build some confidence for their new quarterback.
Carson back ready to take the field with his unit. Muse standing in the end zone ready to return for Georgia. 33 wins in the last 34 games for the Dogs. They've won 18 straight at home. They're well on their way tonight, but this crowd is waiting to see the offense explode. Hasn't happened yet.
Let's also not forget, Ladd McConkey has not played in this game. They're one of their best receivers coming back from a year ago, dealing with some back injuries. I've not seen him out.
Great point. I think the crowd knocked that one off the tee. They've been loud since the opening kickoff. Another guy we haven't seen tonight, Aaron, Dejon Edwards. Again, the number one running back has been dinged up. So they're without a couple of stars on offense, that's for sure. Muse is going to bring it out from a yard deep. Makai Muse, the pride of Grayson, Georgia, cuts it back up the middle, spins to the 32-yard line. He is going to be a firecracker this season for Georgia on special teams.
Number 87, and the one thing that you love from the coaching staff, they just kept saying number 87 kept popping on film as a scout team player. Kirby Smart always shows plays from the previous day's practice and the next day's team meeting, and somehow Makai Muse was always making plays, whether a scout team player, a special teams player, someone on offense. Like, man, let's just put him on the field one way or the other, as a running back, as a receiver, as a return guy and punt, and obviously kickoff as well. So big things ahead for number 87 this year.
Well, this is bad news for UT Martin. Carson Evans, their top returning tackler, shaken up on that play. And you hope that he's going to be able to return to this game. Here comes Carson back. In his first half as the Georgia starter. 14 for 21, 134 yards, had a rushing touchdown. How much time did he spend one-on-one with Mike Bobo at halftime?
Hopefully more with Mike Bobo and not Kirby getting after him. I think that's what he's hoping occurred walking into that locker room.
Dominic Lovett going to get it on the jet sweep. And UT Martin pretty quick to run him down. It's Josh Hastings getting there after a 4-yard pickup for Lovett.
Lovett had some good plays, had some drops too in that first half. Number 6 getting adjusted to a new quarterback, new system, former Missouri standout. The big transfer get this offseason.
A couple of catches in the first half. At 57 for Missouri. Gets across the 35-yard line. Andrew Paul. Now he's coming back from an ACL, but they really liked what they saw from Paul in camp. He hasn't had a heavy workload tonight as he comes off the field here.
No, not yet. They're still rotating guys. I think they're still trying to find their identity at the running back spot. And this is going to take the Bulldogs some time to figure out who is going to be our bell cow back there, and are we even going to have one, or is it going to be a game-by-game kind of situation play?
They need 4 yards to keep the drive alive. Nice move by Jones. Spins, and he's going to be close to the first down marker.
So that's one way to continue to work your way up the depth chart and get on the field. We talk about his ability to catch the ball in the backfield, but plays like this to keep your balance and fight to get to the first down. And I think Kirby's had enough of watching his defense. He wants his offense to stay on the field on this 4th down and see if they can get a conversion. And hey, listen, if you want to tout yourself as the best offensive line in the country and you've been snubbed at the Joe Moorhead Award for the past 2 seasons, well, you got to get first downs like this.
They shift Bowers and the power to the right-hand side as Beck gets under center, and now that's going to be a false start. Oh, false Georgia.
Start. Offense, number 4, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
They took the fewest penalties per game in the SEC last year. They very rarely hurt themselves, but they do in that circumstance. And you can see Kirby Smart right out there getting in Oscar Delp's face.
I just would have loved where we are elite at the offensive line up and just go for it. See if you can get it. Test those guys up front. Because right now this offensive line is not playing to anywhere near where they could play.
It's a 4th penalty against Georgia tonight. Thorson, another good punt. And it's going to check up at the 22-yard line. So UT Martin gets off the field on the first Georgia series of their second half, just like they got off the field right away in the first half. And now Kincaid Dent will come back out to go to work. Kincaid Dent in the first half really had a hard time establishing any kind of passing game. They moved the ball a little bit at times with the run.
Well, I would say the biggest issue was just the communication with the play calling. And I hope that the coaching staff went into halftime and just said, listen, we're just going to line up and play a little bit of football and worry less about being so perfect. And I think that was such a sense the first half, like we have to be perfect to move the ball. Well, you kept putting yourself in situations where you're snapping it with less than 5 seconds and getting penalties and wasting timeouts. Let's just play ball. Call it, play fast.
Sam Franklin in the backfield. Dent wants to throw on first down. It's tipped up in the air out of the hands of Tanksley. And it lands incomplete. Javon Bullard again in the vicinity, wreaking havoc.
That's a dangerous pass right there. You got to put that right on. You're going to get soft coverage on the slot. Got exactly what you want. A little 5-yard hitch, you put it on them, and you take that 5-yard gain. And we talk about creating any sort of consistency for this UT Martin offense. We've seen some bubbles. We've seen the quarterback move out of the pocket. You'll continue to see him on the run and try to create some explosive plays down the field, but you got to take the easy ones too.
Just 14 yards passing for the Ole Miss transfer. They'll sling it out here. Marlon Cook, his first catch tonight. And he's going to get it close to the first down where he's stacked up. It's a rugby scrum along the near sideline. It's a 9-yard gain for Cook. He had 1,000 yards receiving at D2 Shepherd University last year. And now UT Martin going with a little tempo. Third down and short. Kincaid Dent lofting it up, looking for Cook again. And that's going to be a penalty. Pass interference. Dalen Everett, the corner, mixing it up with Cook.
Pass interference. Defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty. First down.
And that's the question heading to this game, too. Who's going to play opposite of Kamari Lassiter, and can they play to that level? They're just a little bit too handsy there for Everett, one-on-one with the big 6'2 receiver, the deep ball threat of Marlon Cook. And I like them getting after it a little bit, taking some shots, understanding it's a third and short situation. You're going to get that man-on-man coverage, throw it up to the big guy.
You can tell that's a guy auditioning for a job. He's just trying a little bit too hard. First down and 10. Franklin is going to shift out of the backfield. From the 46, Dent tipped again, and that is caught. Sam Franklin, the running back, carries it into Georgia territory. A fluke play, and it works out for the Skyhawks. A gain of 17.
Hey, better lucky than good sometimes. Great job by Jamon Dumas-Johnson getting there and getting a hand on it. Just unfortunate defensively. Ball pops right into the running back's hand on the outside.
Into plus territory from inside the 40. Franklin stretched out, and he's going to take a loss on the play. Good pursuit. Dalen Everett, Michael Williams also showed off his speed, and there's big Warren Brinson, the defensive lineman out of Savannah. That's the thing about Georgia. They've always got speed in every position.
All of a sudden, this offense is moving the ball a little bit, plus territory. Second down at some point. We talked about quarterback getting on the run a little bit to create some separation and some time.
Jason Simpson wants to talk. First time out, UT Martin here in the second half.
They're first of the half. Timeout on the field.
UT Martin, they've been held off the board so far tonight, but they're moving it.
Massage de burger dans le broyeur. Baissiner avec 20 minutes, ce qui est trop dry out. And voilà.
This is gonna taste all right.
Hello, welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order, please?
ご注文はお決まりですか?
Quarter pounder with cheese.
Royal with cheese.
I haven't had a Big Mac in a long time.
How many Filet-O-Fishes did you eat? That's over several months, Ryan.
In Puerto Rico, a McFlurry it's called a Señor Flurry.
2 golden menus.
McDonald's.
McDonald's. They're McDonald's. I'm McDowell's.
Are you gonna order something?
I'm the team mascot. Boy, am I running late. What a hit. And if you have cut rate car insurance, the cost to cover that might tank your season.
So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Eat pretzels. Eat more pretzels. Watch movies. Watch more movies. Get airline miles. Get One Key Cash. Book in-app to earn One Key Cash on top of your airline miles.
3 victims, 6 suspects. Who will survive the night?
No one shall leave until I know who did it.
You're doing that thing where you pretend to know more than everyone else.
It was ghost.
I do not believe in such things.
You were saying?
From the world of Agatha Christie comes the murder mystery event, only in theaters.
Did you see something?
Who are you talking to?
A Haunting in Venice, rated PG-13, September 15.
Hey, stop! Found it.
Is that good? I can't tell.
There's no such thing as out of bounds. Find adventure at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The EQS SUV from Mercedes-Benz.
Superb racing.
Yes, guys.
Georgia's last 2 seasons, 29 wins, 1 loss, 2 national titles, the 7th back-to-back national championships since 1939, and the first since Alabama in 11 and 12, and 25 draft picks, including 8 first-rounders. Not bad. They've got their hands full tonight. UT Martin into plus territory at the 39 after the timeout, 2nd down and 11. Kincaid Dent sprints out. He's going to throw it out to the far sideline, incomplete, intended for Trevante Rucker. And now 3rd down and long.
It'll be interesting to see how aggressive they are on this play call. First half, a 3rd and long situation. Got close to possibly going for 4 down. That's when we saw the great little pooch punt from the quarterback. Second half, though, definitely mind changes for the head coach of going for it, not going for it. So the quarterback, man, if I get 4 or 5 yards, take it.
Empty backfield. Dent has time. Throws on a rope to the near sideline. Incomplete.
Defense pass is incomplete.
One-on-one, tries to go for the back shoulder. Great coverage there by Everett. And these corners, they're physical. One thing we knew about Kamari Lasser heading into this game, he plays with some physicality. I've talked with Champ Bailey about it. He just loves number 3. So you know whoever's auditioning on the other end better know how to play physical at the line of scrimmage, learn how to contest balls down the field, be the aggressor. And I think they got a good one at number 6.
Now, one of the reasons that UT Martin is hanging around in this game is the punting game. And we're going to get a delay of game called here. And maybe UT Martin deciding to do this to give Aiden LaRosse a little more room to tuck this inside the 10.
Hey, listen, we've seen him kick it 70 yards. I want to see if he's got a little finesse on him now. He can go end over end and see if he can pin George inside the 10-yard line.
Ross has a 60-yard punt tonight, a 66-yard punt tonight. Trying to pin Muse and Georgia deep. Here's that finesse you're talking about. In the corner. Mercy! At the 2-yard line, it's dead for Aiden LaRosse. 42 yards, and he sticks it at the 2.
I don't know if you could draw it up any better. Hits at the 1 yard line, bounces right back a yard. This man has been special tonight with the ball off that right foot. Absolutely perfect. We challenged him. You can boom at 70. Can you put it inside the 10? Puts it inside the 2 yard line.
Nathan LaRosse out of Cape Town, South Africa. That's a long way from Tennessee. You know, you wonder sometimes how these guys are found, but they have found a gem in Aiden LaRosse.
You can't hide anymore in college football. They will find you. See all these Australian punters nowadays. Georgia's got one. Tight coverage. Georgia, Bobo, you still love taking shots here.
Carson back from the gun, from the end zone.
Take that shot.
Wide open and incomplete. Arian Smith was open, and Beck couldn't connect. Carson Evans, who was dinged up earlier in the quarter, he was there defensively.
Oh, I think Georgia was thinking that it was a offsides on UT Martin, and ball was snapped, and Carson's thinking, I'm going to take a shot down the field. A little surprised there wasn't some yellow on the grass for a 5-yard penalty to the defense.
So now 2nd and 10. We'll keep it on the ground. Trying to get some breathing room away from the goal line. Roderick Robinson, true freshman. Get ahead for a couple. Davis and McGoy in on the stop. Robinson, the number 2 rusher tonight for Georgia. 40 yards on the ground on 6 carries. So here's your 3rd down and 8. Georgia has not been exactly stellar tonight on 3rd down. They're 4 of 9.
Yeah, Brock in the slot. Doesn't look like there's any support over the top.
Last year they were 51% in 3rd down situations. Flag down. Beck is going to heave it downfield into the bench of UT Martin. Georgia may have gotten a break here.
We talk about on the road, penalties.
Offside, defense, number 94, in the neutral zone at the time of the snap. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Oh, you just think as a defense right there.
For intentional grounding, the quarterback was outside the pocket.
You're a 3rd and long situation. You're dropping back into a Tampa 2 coverage, expecting to play it up and force Carson for a check down and hopefully get off the field defensively. You look at the field position right now, you'd get some good field position as well. So UT Martin fans hoping that didn't bite them in the butt, being a little bit too aggressive.
8 penalties now against the Skyhawks. I mean, take some of those away, and this game might even be more interesting. Flared out on 1st down, and it was caught. A little tunnel screen. This is the first time we've talked about C.J. Smith tonight. A 1st down reception for Smith, the redshirt freshman out of Apopka, Florida.
Big pop down there on the field. Looks like we have a UT Martin defender down after that one.
Timeout on the field for a player injury.
Oh, helmet is off.
Georgia's just looking for that explosive play. I think that's the one thing that we saw. Kendall Milton had a nice run before halftime. Was able to get about 30 yards on that one, but we have not seen that explosion. And then we talk about the offseason. One of the big moves that Georgia made, well, they made it in the receiving room. You bring over Dominic Lovett, you bring over Ra Thomas, who we've yet to see in this game from Mississippi State. Obviously, you have Brock Bowers, Arian Smith, who's a home run threat. And we alluded to it right as we came back from halftime. McConkey has been battling some back issues. Looks like they're keeping him out of this ball game, who's been critical, but you have not seen any sort of threat, and that's been hurting the run too. If you have no threat of throwing the ball down the field, defenses can be aggressive, kind of pin their ears back, and that's what we've seen, this slowing up of the first 2.5 quarters of the run game.
Rosamie Jack Saint we haven't seen. Thomas we have not seen. McConkey obviously, so that's certainly a factor here tonight. These are the key transfers that Aaron was talking about. Ra Thomas from Mississippi State, Dom Lovett from Columbia, Missouri. both led their respective teams in this league a year ago. I mean, those are two big gets.
Massive gets. I mean, especially Dominic Lovett, who we've seen obviously play a role in this offense already tonight, and haven't seen Ra-Ra as he. Ra-Ra's going to be interesting because it is a brand new offense. You go from Mississippi State in the air raid and the way that goes to now this system here at the University of Georgia. So there's a lot for him to continue to learn and develop, but they love his skill set. Dominic was a little bit easier to kind of plug and place based on what he was doing last year with Eli Drinkwitz in Missouri. But yeah, I mean, the way this defense has been aggressive at times too, that's even more shocking that we haven't seen more plays created down the field in the passing game.
Thomas is going to line up at the bottom of your screen, Lovett to his right, as Bowers goes in motion. Play action pass rolling out on the run. Beck is complete, and inside the 35-yard line, Dylan Bell. First down, Georgia.
Timeout on the field for a player injury.
And now another man that is hurt for UT Martin. This time it's Jalen Sharp, the linebacker. As they check on him, we step aside.
When there's real strawberries, crunchy almonds, smooth yogurty clusters, and crisp toasted flakes.
Happy to format it for you.
What else can you do but dig in? Special K. Do what's delicious.
Businesses need 5G solutions today. That's why they choose T-Mobile for Business. MLB partners with T-Mobile to not only enhance the fan experience, but to advance how the game is played. AAA relies on T-Mobile's network to stay connected nationwide so they can help get their members back on the road. And we're helping Pano AI innovate to stop the spread of wildfires. Now's the time to see what America's largest 5G network can do for your business.
Book a work trip. Earn 1 key cash. Shake some hands. Do not forget to laugh. Book a getaway from work trip. Use 1 key cash. Order some sides. Do not disturb. Join 1 Key to earn and use rewards across Expedia, Hotels.com, and Vrbo.
Hello, welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order, please?
ご注文はお決まりですか?
Quarter pounder with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
I haven't had a Big Mac in a long time.
How many Filet-O-Fishes did you eat? That's over several months, Ryan.
In Puerto Rico, a McFlurry, it's called a Señor Flurry.
2 golden menus.
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
McDonald's. They're McDonald's. I'm McDowell's.
Are you gonna order something?
I'm a bear. I'm coming out of hibernation, and Papa is hungry. And while you're hitting the trail, I'm hitting your cooler. And your cut rate car insurance might not pay for all of this. So get Allstate.
Yeah, I worry about complacency every day. There's not a day that I don't go out on the field that I don't worry about it, but you look for it and you look for signs of it, and it's like a fire. You try to stomp it out. You know, you don't allow it to happen. We try to visually paint a picture for our players to see that, and we tell them that the biggest threat we have, the biggest opponent we have the entire year is Georgia, and I think they respect that.
Guys, this is what we've heard Kirby talk all through fall camp about and leading up to this first game. The biggest concern being complacency. Winning a third championship means not getting complacent at all, and says that responsibility lies in the team's older players. The junior, senior class, they've all won one. New players are hungry. Says we don't talk about the three-peat, but we get the hype around it just because how little it's been done. It can be a very, very special thing.
It sure can. Ball is caught along the far sideline by Andrew Paul out of the backfield. Another flag comes in as this quarter has lacked a rhythm. There's been one stoppage after another, and that's also got to affect the play calling and affect the rhythm of the players.
It seems like injuries, penalties, the entire game there's been zero rhythm. And it's tough to kind of ignite an offense. I always say explosive play would kind of solve a lot of problems, but kind of do that.
Defense, number 29. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
It's hard to create.
Caleb Olmo.
It's hard to create that explosive penalty when you don't feel like you're really a part of the game. Like things are coming to you. You feel like everything's forced and a stop and go and stop and go and stop and go. You know, at some point too, I mean, I wouldn't even hate a sense of, hey, let's just go up tempo. You know, let's go 2 minutes. Let's be the aggressors on the offensive side of the football. Let us push the tempo because right now it's just slow.
See if they take a shot here on first down as they're approaching midfield. 9th penalty now against UT Martin. Pumping is back, and now he's going to overshoot Bowers. Bowers was trying to get free, trying to work his way around Caleb Olmo, the rover, who just picked up that penalty moments ago. 2nd down and 10.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. There was a receiver in the area. 2nd down.
They were hoping to use number 19 to attract the defense down with a little pump, little stuttering going outside. You have 2 receivers running essentially 2 post routes after pretending like they were going to block on a bubble screen to 19, and great job defensively staying home, not biting on the fake.
Kai Muse swings out of the backfield, and he's going to get it on the screen. Muse tucks inside. There he goes, Makai Muse. Look up. 1 man to beat. Touchdown. "54 yards. Makai Muse explosive after the catch.
He's earned the right to play. His work ethic has been incredible this offseason, and finally we saw the big boys up front for Georgia's offensive line. Truss and Green get out and run. I'm sure Georgia fans what 6'5", 320 looks like on the move, creating some space for the 5'8", 185 Makai Muse to slither through to get the first touchdown of the half.
Now, I think a lot of people after the spring game were thinking Makai Muse, he's going to be a weapon in special teams. Muse, right from day one this season, having other plans. He wants to be very involved in the offense. After this play, it looks like he should be.
Well, once again, we go back to what we talked about with the receivers. You bring in these transfer receivers, and you already have a pretty good group. You know, how's some walk-on that's 5'8", 185 going to be able to get on the field? And he just kept making plays. And you make enough plays, you're going to force the coaches to say, you know what, maybe we got to find a spot for this young man on the football field at some time. And it starts a lot of times with special teams. And I think that's a great message to a lot of football players out there. Special teams mean a lot. If you're willing to sacrifice and play in that facet of the game and you excel and you excel on scout team, you're going to get noticed. That's something number 87 did since last year. And has now earned a way to get a touchdown in his first game to start this season.
That's a 98-yard touchdown drive for Georgia.
Oh, they needed the explosive play. It wasn't one where Carson Beck had to throw the ball 30, 40 yards down the field.
Jared Zirkle has done a nice job in the kickoff duties tonight. Big, strong leg. He was battling Woodring for the place kicking chores as well, but the rookie has won that job. Just a little shorter kick, and still going to get into the end zone. UT Martin starting at the 25 against this Georgia defense, Aaron, which pitched a shutout in the first half for the 6th time since the start of 2022. That is the most first-half shutouts in the FBS over that span.
Not surprised at all. Right? Kirby, since he got to Georgia, obviously it's been a defensive-minded football team, and even in the era of all these offenses and quarterbacks and receivers and the points and the spreads and the RPOs and all that, they have still find a way to go to the old adage of defense wins championships. And once again, they look like they have a defensive football team that's going to be the driving focal point if this team wants to make it for a three-peat.
Kincaid Dent, grad transfer, left Ole Miss to come to UT Martin. Now trying to get his team on the board. He's going to throw deep. And it is overthrown and nearly intercepted. The Georgia defensive back got a hand on it. That was Malachi Starks, the free safety.
Oh, he was glad he overthrew it because that ball hung up there for a while. And when you have a two-man route, essentially a deep Okie route and then a corner on top of it, you had everyone and their mother defensive back-wise over there. And Malachi Starks, who had the incredible interception last year versus Oregon to get the game going, almost came up with a big one-handed catch. Kirby's like, just two hands, two hands. I don't need any Odell Beckham-style catches out here.
Second down. Dent incomplete again, and another man nearly got under that. Kamari Lassiter that time is helping to pick it off. You talked about this secondary, especially the back half of the secondary. You said it a couple of times. You think that maybe this is the best they've ever had at Georgia. That's saying something.
I do think it's the best they've ever had at Georgia. You have multiple guys that are going to be first-round draft picks, All-Americans on this secondary right now, and they have a lot of youth and a lot of exciting players that are freshmen that are going to get some time as well this season. So, yeah, they're talented, they're deep.
Dent sprinting out. Can he pick it up on the hoof? No, he is cut off. And driven out at the 30-yard line by Smile Munden. Good to see him out there. He's been battling a foot injury. The outstanding inside linebacker with a great play to get Georgia off the field.
And incredible speed, too, because we saw Kincaid Dent earlier in the football game be able to pick up some yardage on a zone read. So, like, all right, man, this quarterback's got some moves. But when you get number 2, Smile Munden, chasing you down like that, you better get your butt out of bounds because that's a linebacker that can hawk you down and make you pay for it.
So Aiden LaRosse comes out for his 7th punt tonight. He's going to have to ice that leg when he's done. And now
this is his highlight tape today.
Now Georgia, I think, is calling a timeout. Yeah, they want a timeout. Maybe
Timeout.
too many men, or no, too few men on the field, it looks like. And Georgia's going to get that fixed. With 7:37 to go here in the third.
I'm your football-obsessed best man. When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate.
Hello, welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order, please?
ご注文はお決まりですか?
Quarter pounder with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
I haven't had a Big Mac in a long time.
How many Filet-O-Fishes did you eat? That's over several months, Ryan.
In Puerto Rico, a McFlurry, it's called a Señor Flurry.
2 golden menus.
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
McDonald's. They're McDonald's. I'm McDowell's.
Are you gonna order something?
MLB chooses T-Mobile for Business for 5G solutions to not only enhance the fan experience, but to advance how the game is played. Now's the time to see what America's largest 5G network can do for your business.
Book a work trip. Earn 1 key cash. Shake some hands. Do not forget to laugh. Book a getaway from work trip. Use 1 key cash. Order some sides. Do not disturb. Join 1 key to earn and use rewards across Expedia, Hotels.com, and Vrbo.
Hercule Poirot, come with me to a seance.
Detective, you are here to discredit me, but I can talk to the dead.
Mom, what is happening?
Somebody has been murdered. A ghost killed her. One of you is the killer. No one shall leave until I find her. If the living have been killed by the dead.
You were saying?
A Haunting in Venice. Rated PG-13. Only in theaters September 15.
Don't worry. It happens to the best of us.
It does?
It happens to surgeons, judges,
Overruled.
airport ground crew, game show contestants,
Bermuda Triangle.
Meghan Trainor, bowlers. It even happened to your little cousin Timmy.
That doesn't even make sense.
That doesn't matter.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Record crowd, 65th consecutive sellout. There's a program record here at Sanford Stadium. Now, it's a little muggy tonight, but it's been better weather-wise the last couple of days than it has been for the majority of fall camp for the Georgia Bulldogs. I mean, there were some days where the temp was right around 110 here in Athens. Woo. Georgia ready to get it back. Muse standing at the 25-yard line. LaRosse got some pressure, able to get it away, and it's fair caught by Muse, and now he's pushed. Fans want a penalty, and I don't think that's going to happen. There's Chris Hunter coming down there with a little nudge.
I don't think it was the Mackay Muse that they were worried about here. I think there was some tussling going on behind there with a couple players on either side pushing back and forth down the field.
You can see Hunter was trying to hold up incidental contact. So here comes Georgia up to the line. 7:29 to go, third quarter. Andrew Paul in the backfield. Fake the handoff to him. Here's Carson Beck. Clean in the pocket, man. Wide open. Here we go. Into plus territory, C.J. Smith. Finally brought down inside the 35.
That's the big play we've been asking for. Just a deep cross route from C.J. coming from right to left. You got the post on the left side. If you like it, you can take it. You see Carson's eyes looking downfield. Sees the safety dropping back, knowing that he has number 18 about 20 yards on the opposite hash. Showing off kind of that arm strength that we've been waiting to see tonight from number 15.
20th completion for Beck. That's 47 yards to Smith. Now Beck steps up. Another man downfield. Can't haul it in. That's the second drop for Dominic Lovett tonight.
Yeah, he's had some issues with catching it and then contact. And listen, it ain't easy. I get it. I haven't played receiver. I haven't been hit going over across the middle, but you practice that. And those are plays that you're going to be, if you're going to play the slot, which he did at Missouri last year, you know there's going to be contact. These safeties are coming downhill. I don't care if it's UT Martin or Tennessee or South Carolina in a couple weeks, you're going to get hit. Once again, you were an offense that you did that last year, so I think there's expectations that he's going to be able to bring that down more times than not.
Here's Beck rolling out. Now he stops, throws it downfield. Here's Muse again. Muse spins inside the 10. First down and goal to go. Georgia from the 8. Man, he's becoming a fan favorite fast.
Mighty Mouse, 87, baby. Making moves. Can be hard to find at times, but when he gets open, he gets open. He's got some incredible speed and then feel with the ball in his hands.
5 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown. And that's going to get down to the 1-yard line for Robinson. Second down and goal. Kai Muse. You just never know who's going to emerge as a star on opening night. And that's an easy touchdown. Robinson walks right in. And now Georgia's got some separation.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a slow start, but we've seen that in college football throughout this day. And not to completely defend Georgia there in the first half, which was a little bit ugly on offense, but from coast to coast, we've seen some teams kind of play some sluggish first couple quarters, and then kind of third, fourth quarter, they start to wake up a little bit, press that gas, and then they kind of take off.
You saw that with TCU today against Colorado.
Well, they slept a little bit too long.
Buffalo's surprising the country with that win in Fort Worth today. It's 31-0 Georgia. True freshman Robinson capping the drive.
Hey, listen, when you got 240 pounds behind one of the best offensive lines in America, if you can't get in from 2 yards out, something's wrong. Something is wrong. So you got a young man who, saying goal is for him to continue to play fast. Can you play with speed and not think so much, which is hard to do for any young player.
First career touchdown for Roderick Robinson. Georgia was hoping to see 2 Robinsons in the backfield this year, but again, Branson Robinson, sophomore, out for the year with injury.
We see a couple of quarterbacks for Georgia getting warmed up right now. Vandegrift, Gunner. And we don't know who's actually going to come out next. Coach Seth didn't know. They said it was going to be a game-time decision. Would number 2 behind Carson be 12 or would it be 14?
By the way, Xavier Truss is wearing number 77 tonight, the starting left guard, wearing that number in honor of the late Devin Willock, who was killed in that car crash back in January after the national championship win. And a different player is going to wear that number every game throughout the season.
Yeah, just such a tragedy that occurred after such a special event, the parade back in January. And obviously, heavy hearts for the Georgia players, Georgia faithful, and incredible how this football team is going to honor him throughout the season.
From the 25, Kincaid Dent, a little shoulder shrug, comes to the right for Castleberry. Castleberry, good sprint after the catch to get to the 37 and a first down.
Oh, we got some young dogs in there. Julian Humphrey, number 12, new corner in, going to give him some experience, along with A.J. Harris, number 4, the freshman, on the other side. I was just going to see Aguero, number 8, at the nickel spot position.
Screen to Tanksley. And can't sidestep A.J. Harris, one of those young corners you're talking about, freshman out of Phoenix City, Alabama.
Yeah, they've brought in the next generation of dogs right now, and someone I'm excited to see is number 8, Aguero, but number 33, C.J. Allen at the linebacking position. Really excited about this young man, along with all these young guys. And the thing they love about 33 is just his ability to make calls as a freshman. He's not afraid to be that leader. Most guys got a little quiet, not him. He's ready to bark him out.
Dent had it tipped at the line. It was intended for the tight end, DJ Nelson. Zion Logue, the big nose tackle. He got a hand on it. There goes number 96, all 6'5", 310 of him. That's a lot of man coming at you, your quarterback. Woo.
Not a good feeling from experience. Not a good feeling.
Kirby calls him a lunch pail guy. How big do you think that lunch pail needs to be?
Yeah. Well, I think the one common theme for both these teams, you can see for both coaches, is what players want to eat off the ground, show up every single day. Bunch of hungry guys on both sides.
3rd down and 9. Here comes the Georgia pressure. They're going to run through it. Nice job. Getting by is Castleberry. He gets to the 45-yard line. This is going to bring up 4th down. About 3 yards shy of the line to gain.
Well, this is the benefit of pitching those shutouts that you alluded to in the first half, and the luxury that Georgia's been able to have for the past couple of years of developing young talent, of getting guys to continue to rotate on both sides of the football. It also helps you retain players, too, in the era of this transfer portal. A lot of these guys, if you're on the bench the entire game, you kind of get sick of it. You want to go somewhere else, but you haven't seen a lot of guys leaving the University of Georgia because, you know what? They go up so big, you can truly develop guys and give them playing experience.
Punt number 8 for LaRosse. And Muse is going to call for the fair catch again, and now let's see who comes out to play quarterback for Georgia. Brock Vandegrift and Gunnar Stockton were warming up. They're going to wait yet. Carson Beck still out. And Beck so far in this ball game, pretty good.
Listen, it's been an interesting game because there hasn't been a lot of rhythm on offense, but we have seen some glimpses of quick release, good footwork, being able to push the ball vertically down the field, that elite arm strength that has Georgia fans giddy to see what number 15 can do this entire season. And we've also seen some athleticism from the quarterback. Another question mark heading into the season, and we do have another new quarterback. Looks like Brock Vandegrift. Number 12 comes in over Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah, Beck just had his helmet on in the huddle. wishing Vandegrift good luck. Here we go. Vandegrift, first play from scrimmage, and he's complete to Delp, the tight end. It's a big play, but there's a flag down at the 12-yard line. It's a 20-yard completion on first down for Vandegrift. We'll see if it's coming back. Looks like it is.
Holding. Offense, number 58. Half the distance to the goal. Remains first down.
It's Austin Blasky, backup tackle.
Just whipped him around. Once again,
Blasky, a former state wrestling champ, was used to being physical with guys, just a little too physical that time. So you mark it back inside the 10-yard line. Andrew Paul in the backfield. Vandegrift handing off to Paul, and he'll get it to about the 11.
I know a lot of fans excited about Vandegrift. Just that true dual threat quarterback. Great size, highly recruited, right out of Athens, Georgia. And really has improved tremendously when it comes to throwing the football. You know, you are labeled as this running quarterback, but he's worked extremely hard on his fundamentals this offseason. Watching him in practice a week ago, you can see the confidence and always the threat to pull it down and run.
Just 17 career snaps before tonight. You talked about his running ability. Another flag. Look at him go. Vandegrift into the secondary, bursting to the 40-yard line. Robert Daniel finally caught up with him. That's a 29-yard gallop, but again, there is a flag down. This might wipe out another play for Georgia.
Holding. Offense, number 56. At the distance of the goal from the spot of the foul. Second down.
Well, that's the second holding penalty against the Georgia line. Both backups now into the game for the first time committing penalties.
Yeah, just a bear hug. I mean, those hands got to be inside the numbers, man. You got to put them right on the chest. Anytime you come out wide, I mean, you're not hugging your girlfriend here. This ain't the prom dance, man. Get your hands inside.
That's Micah Morris, redshirt sophomore out of Kingsland, Georgia. Fifth penalty against the Dogs tonight. Second on this drive. 2:20 to go in the quarter. Second down. Georgia backed up now to the 6-yard line. It's Muse in motion. Keep it on the ground, bouncing it out to the right side. Cash Jones.
I would say that's been the frustrating part for Carson at times. Not so much the penalties, but the lack of running from this team, and then now for Brock, it's as a quarterback, it's hard to get into rhythm when it's one step forward, two steps back. You get a good play, you get penalized. So let's see if they can kind of create some momentum and some energy.
Brock Vandegrift out of Bogart, Georgia, getting his first bite of the apple. Third down at 14. Low snap. Standing tall in the pocket, flushed out to his right. Still looking downfield. He'll throw on the run, incomplete. Still looking for his first official college completion. He had one earlier in the drive, wiped out by penalty, and now Georgia's going to have to punt. Vandegrift, as you talked about, Mr. Georgia a couple of years ago, originally committed to Oklahoma before deciding to stay near home. And they really like him.
Oh yeah, I think they like all three quarterbacks. I mean, this, I don't know how much of a true competition it was. I think this was going to be Carson's job unless he just had a terrible spring and fall camp, just based on the weapons they brought around. But it was true from Kirby and Bobo. They didn't know who was going to be number 2 a few days ago because of the progress that Gunner has made as well at the quarterback spot. And wouldn't be surprised if maybe you see all three quarterbacks play at some point in this game as we get closer to the fourth quarter. But yeah, Brock has impressed them as the improvements of throwing the football. And I would say, too, what's impressive with all these guys, the fact they've stayed. You know, Carson stayed, Brock stayed, Gunner stayed. Even with 2 top quarterbacks coming in next year, they have the number 1 quarterback, Dylan Raiola, coming in next year. These guys aren't afraid of competition. That's kind of how Kirby's built this culture of competing every day, no matter what the position is.
Mike Bobo, such a good quarterback coach as well. He's a quarterback guru. As UT Martin goes back to the ground with Sam Franklin on first down. He'll take it across the 40 to the 41 as Martin would love to get on the board here before the night is over. They've been shut out so far. Season opener for Georgia here tonight after a slow start. They've opened up a 31-point lead. Play fake. Kincaid Dent complete. That's going to be a first down close to midfield. Elsewhere in the SEC today, the Volunteers won by 36 in that game against Virginia in Nashville. That was impressive for a team that certainly could give Georgia some trouble in the SEC East, especially later in the year.
Well, it's going to come down to Joe Milton and how much he progresses as a quarterback. You saw some glimpses of improvement, but you also saw some of the old Joe Milton that wanted to throw everything about 99 miles per hour. So his development is going to be crucial for an SST team and for Georgia fans who obviously like to compare themselves to the big bad Nick Saban in Alabama. They're only at 14-0 against Middle Tennessee State late in the second quarter at home too. So it just shows you, teams take some time to get some rhythm on offense, especially with some new weapons for both Alabama. New quarterback there as well with Jalen Milroe getting the start. He's been playing well, it looks like, in this game, but still 14-0. So I'm sure there's some disgruntled fans there as well thinking that they should be up by 30.
That is the end of the
so one day getting that first down, and UT Martin on the move. They'll have it to start the fourth quarter. Georgia leading 31-0 here in Athens.
Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Yeah, with Metro, there's no contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. There's not a yada yada.
Wait, Metro has not the contract yada yada?
What's this surprise yada yada? Price hike yada yada. Yada 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 yada.
Contract yada yada.
And this yada yada.
I don't know, kid. That one makes sense. Nada yada yada means wireless without the gotcha. No contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. Only at Metro.
I'm not complaining until I get some apple pie.
Hercule Poirot, come with me to a seance.
Detective, you are here to discredit me, but I can talk to the dead.
Mom, what is happening?
Somebody has been murdered. A ghost killed her. One of you is the killer. No one shall leave until I find her. If the living have been killed by the dead.
You were saying?
A Haunting in Venice. Rated PG-13. Only in theaters September 15th.
We pick up the phone because it's ringing. I should get this. Hello, this is Sam. How can I help you? That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners make sense for you.
BK Royal Crispy Wraps. Eat it with the meal or have it as a snack. Only $2.99. It's a hunger hack and it fits in one hand. And BK, have it your way.
Yeah, with Metro, there's no contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. There's not a yada yada.
Wait, Metro has not the contract yada yada?
What's this surprise yada yada? Price hike yada yada. Yada 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 yada.
Contract yada yada.
And this yada yada.
I don't know, kid. That one makes sense. Nada yada yada means wireless without the gotcha. No contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. Only at Metro.
3 victims, 6 suspects. Who will survive the night?
No one shall leave until I know who did it.
You're doing that thing where you pretend to know more than everyone else.
It was a ghost.
I do not believe in such things.
You were saying?
From the world of Agatha Christie comes the murder mystery event, only in theaters.
Did you see something?
Who are you talking to?
A Haunting in Venice. Rated PG-13. September 15th.
All right, Coach, you guys able to get some rhythm, some points to end that third. What do you want to see these final 15 minutes?
I want to see us compete. Like the score is 0-0. I've been, disappointed sometimes with some of the decisions and calls that we're making on both sides of the ball. But I think the biggest thing I got to see is our kids compete. Like, I don't know how hungry we are tonight because I didn't see it early in the first half. I've seen glimpses of it in the second, but we got to play better.
Coach, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Boy, a man wide open. Tight end DJ Nelson, but Kincaid Dent underthrowing him. We've seen him do that a few times tonight. You just heard Kirby, Aaron, talking about the compete level. He's said it so many times during the offseason. He wants to see his guys eat off the floor. He wants them that hungry.
He's trying to get away from the complacency factor, and he said there's 3 ways to do that. One is the competition every day. 2 is acknowledging it and confronting it, and then 3, understand that they're their biggest threat this year. Those are the 3 things that he's been trying to preach, and competition's number 1 on that list.
Nowhere to go up the middle. It's going to be 3rd down and fairly long here for UT Martin as Franklin carried ahead. 3rd down has been tough tonight for the Skyhawks. 0 for 9 as this Georgia defense has not allowed a 3rd down conversion yet this season. Some room. Franklin, stiff arm, steps out along the sideline. Did he get it? Yes, he did. 1st down, Sam Franklin, their first 3rd down conversion tonight.
For UT Martin right now, there's a sense of, man, it's we played a good football game. If we get some points on the board too, that's a big thing. And all those starters for Georgia that are kind of watching right now, watching these young pups to see what they can do, are kind of saying, hey guys, we like seeing goose eggs. If we want to be considered one of the best defenses of all time, comparing ourselves to the past 2 years, how good those defenses are.
This is the deepest UT Martin has been into Georgia territory tonight. It's Franklin again, trying to sidestep that front. He's going to be stacked up and shoved back at the line of scrimmage. Sam Franklin is the guy they need to step up at running back this year. Zach Wallace, a 1,000-yard rusher for UT Martin last year, transferred to Arkansas State. Jordan Hall made that tackle, so 2nd down and 10. You know that this Georgia defense, Aaron, they want to walk away with a shutout here tonight. That's a huge badge of honor.
Yeah, this run defense for the past 4 years,
just amazing.
Under 80 yards given up per game on average for 4 straight years. Shows you where football games are still won today.
Skyhawks barely over 100 so far tonight. Get a few more here. Bring up 3rd down.
And that's the interesting part about how Kirby has built this football team. You look at the class coming in for next season, and I believe it's 4 or 5 offensive linemen, all about 6'6" and above, 320. Defensive linemen they're gigantic. He still believes in that old school mentality when teams are spreading you out like Tennessee from sideline to sideline. He said, no, not so fast. I'm going to build my team from the inside out. Great interior play is still the way to win football nowadays. If you can protect, you can run, and dictate that up front and then stop the run on defense, you're going to win a lot of ball games. You're going to win some championships.
UT Martin's going to call a timeout as, again, the play clock was running down on him. And communication has been an issue since they showed up. 3rd and 7 when we come back.
For over 115 years, parents have turned to Boar's Head to craft exceptional lunches. With the flavors your kids love and the uncompromising quality you expect. At Boar's Head, we put extra care into everything we make, cutting crusts, not corners. Because your little ones always deserve the best. Ring the bell. The deli is open. Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
BK Royal Crispy Wraps. Eat it with the meal or have it as a snack. Only $2.99. It's a hunger hack and it fits in one hand. At BK, have it your way.
180. Hello, Patrick Mahomes.
Wait, who do you even play for?
T-Mobile. And I'm here to protect you from wireless companies that blitz you with phone deals that sack you with a 3-year device contract.
Even I can get sacked?
Not at T-Mobile. They have plans that make upgrades work for you. They even have a plan which makes you upgrade ready every year.
Thanks, man. Now can I do the thing?
Do the thing. Excellent. Take charge of your upgrades with our Best Go 5G plans at T-Mobile. Let's have a huddle.
You don't know what huddle is, do you?
No.
3 victims, 6 suspects. Who will survive the night?
No one shall leave until I know who did it.
You're doing that thing where you pretend to know more than everyone else.
It was a ghost.
I do not believe in such things.
You were saying?
From the world of Agatha Christie comes the murder mystery event, only in theaters.
Did you see something?
Who are you talking to?
A Haunting in Venice, PG-13, September 15.
Here it goes. I talk to my plants like they're babies.
Hey, you don't need to get that personal to get the State Farm personal price plan. It just helps you create an affordable price. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Lowe's knows you never come in for just one thing.
So we've got to know a lot of things about a lot of things.
Like which mower makes the cut, the mulch that finishes the look, and picking a color that pops. You got this. We got you.
They can't beat the team in crimson. Georgia saying, can we just have one? Underthrown and intercepted all the way to the end zone. And Georgia is going to conquer the Crimson Tide. Bennett looks down the middle. McConkey's wide open. Touchdown Dogs. The Georgia Bulldogs bludgeon their way to back-to-back.
It's hard to keep a team motivated in back-to-back years. Now they'll go for the trifecta next year.
And battling complacency here tonight. It was a slow start, but they've opened up a 31-0 lead as out of the timeout, UT Martin makes a strike for the end zone, and a 10-play drive dries up for UT Martin. They're going to
try to get some points on the board.
Bring out the kicking unit, trying to get a 3 spot up. Talked about Aiden LaRosse and how great he is as a punter. Well, he's their place kicker, too. The transfer from Charlotte is going to set up from 41 yards out. Out of the hold of Cody Sparks, the backup quarterback. Low snap, kick is up, and it is no good. Georgia keeping the Skyhawks off the board.
Hey, more goose eggs, the better for Kirby Smart and his defense. Still, 31-0. The young pups showing up for Georgia here in the fourth quarter.
Also play for lead in the school play.
When you're with your club, harmony happens. A club is all you need.
BK Royal Crispy Wraps. Eat it with the meal or have it as a snack. Only $2.99. It's a hunger hack and it fits in one hand. At BK, have it your way.
Yeah, with Metro, there's no contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. There's not a yada yada. Wait, Metro has not of the contract yada yada?
What's this surprise yada yada?
Price hike yada yada.
Yada 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 yada.
Contract yada yada.
And this yada yada.
I don't know, kid. That one makes sense. Nada yada yada means wireless without the gotcha. No contracts, no price hikes, no surprises. Only at Metro.
3 victims, 6 suspects. Who will survive the night?
No one shall leave until I know who did it.
You're doing that thing where you pretend to know more than everyone else.
It was a ghost.
I do not believe in such things.
You were saying?
From the world of Agatha Christie comes the murder mystery event, only in theaters.
Did you see something?
Who are you talking to?
A Haunting in Venice, PG-13, September 15.
Hey, Jake from State Farm. You know what's really scary?
Popcorn with no butter.
No, getting insurance. I mean, what if the jargon makes me feel alone and in the dark?
Hey, at State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Sorry. Is that seat taken?
Get on up here, buddy. Let's go. Let's go.
Most water? Yeah, for my cup of ale. I saw.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Division I three-peats are rare in sports. Oklahoma softball just did it. as the Sooners have been on a great run. USC baseball had an amazing 5-year run in the early 70s. UConn women's basketball won 4 straight national titles between 13 and 16. Of course, John Wooden and UCLA, they won 7 straight championships at one point. The Bison of North Dakota State, they dominated the FCS. And their most recent three-peat ended in 19. And the last FBS program to three-peat was the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. And that happened 87 years ago. Georgia trying to do it this year. They've got a 31-0 lead, 12-13 to go. Carson Beck got the start. His first career start at Georgia. And now Brock Vandegrift trying to move the offense. He's going to take a deep shot. Looking for Ra-Ra Thomas. He's got Ra-Ra inside the 20-yard line. The Mississippi State transfer with his first big play in a Georgia uniform.
You're asking about where's Ra-Ra? Where's Ra-Ra? Little play action. These safeties have been snoopy all day. And Brock throws a dime to number 5 down the field for the post route.
Time out on the field for a player injury.
Here's the first career completion for Brock Vandegrift, and he hooks up with Thomas, who led Mississippi State last year with 626 receiving yards.
That's a good confidence builder for him. Like I said, I mean, he heck of a year last year at Mississippi State, but you want to talk about going from one language to another? That's like learning Mandarin now, which I'm trying to learn currently, and I'm struggling greatly with. But that's what he's trying to do at the moment. From the great offense of the late great Mike Leach and the air raid to now this offense here at Georgia, it takes a lot to understand what you're supposed to do, the spacing, the routes, the depths, all of that. So for him to catch a nice big post and start gaining some confidence, because he's dangerous. He's dangerous with the ball in his hands in the open field. Obviously has the speed to stretch a team down the field. And then for Brock, first completion like you just said, but the big question is what does Brock look like throwing the ball? Can he push the ball down the field? We know he's a great athlete, but what does he look like throwing the ball? And that was a heck of a pass to get things going for his first career completion.
Here's Calvante Key. He's being helped toward the sideline. Looks like he's going to be all right. Rod Thomas, and maybe that's part of the reason we didn't see him before then. You talked about how difficult learning this offense is, especially considering what he came from. Just takes some time to digest this. Now here in the fourth quarter, he shows up. Biggest play for Georgia tonight, 56 yards. Now Vandegrift, again, wide open man, Delp, what a catch! And then dropped it. But they're going to call it a touchdown. He held on long enough. Oscar Delp, at the top of his shoes, makes the catch with his back to the end zone and falls in for the touchdown.
I would have loved to see that make it a little bit easier for the tight end. We're getting some good views of this one to see, because you have to complete the catch all the way through. You talk about the athleticism of these tight ends. We know we've hit on these guys just aren't blockers. They're big athletic guys that can create plays like that. It looks like they're going to say touchdown to number 4. Had 1 touchdown last year. Nice catch to get things going for him to start 2023.
And Woodring glances that one off the upright, gets it through for the extra point. And Georgia adds another 7 points to make it 38-0.
Oh, they love this, whether it's faking a screen or right there, a pitch to the outside. Yeah, he had enough movement. And then stretching it over, completed the catch. See right there, ball's completed, made an athletic move to stretch the ball over the pylon or the goal line for the touchdown. You got some athletes, man. These tight end positions, they are a luxury to have in all levels of sports, college football, NFL, high school. They can go 12 personnel, 13 personnel, no doubt about it.
First career touchdown pass for the Redhead. Big 6'3", 210-pounder out of Bogart.
How about that? Get the drive, get the first completion out of the way, get the first touchdown out of the way for Mr. Brock Vandegrift.
Rod Thomas with that 56-yard reception, the big play on that quick drive. 37 seconds Time of that drive. Kel LaFleur is going to let this one go over his head through the end zone. And UT Martin will start at the 25-yard line. 11:36 to go here in the fourth quarter. We were talking about the SEC at large here on the first big Saturday of the 2023 season. Arkansas, they had no trouble with their opponent, Western Carolina, today. Ball State is going to be here in Athens next week to take on Georgia. They were in an SEC city earlier today, Lexington, Kentucky. They got blown out. But Georgia was supposed to originally be playing Oklahoma next week. But because the Sooners are going to the SEC, they made that change in the scheduling. Ball State was a late addition.
Yeah, and that would have been an awesome game to face Oklahoma, and you'll get them in a couple of years with both those teams, Texas, Oklahoma, joining the SEC next season.
Texas was playing Rice today.
And it's a good schedule. I know there's a lot of people upset about Georgia's schedule this year and losing that game versus Oklahoma, but you look at who they do have, and I think Kentucky, who you just mentioned about Ball State, Kentucky's a really good team with a good quarterback in Devin Leary. Tennessee obviously is a good team. I think a sleeper team in the SEC, Ole Miss, the Rebels, with Jackson Dart, who was amazing today and is going to take major strides, and Chuck Kintu could be the best running back in college football. That is going to be a good football team coming in. And South Carolina's in a great battle at halftime right now with North Carolina. They had some good games where if Georgia's sleeping, any one of those teams could take them down.
Kincaid Dent sprinting out, throwing on the run, has a man. It is complete to one day for the first down. And here's that schedule we were talking about.
I think there's a game on there, too, that you and I had the Missouri Tigers the other day.
Yeah.
And
of course,
that's
Missouri
a good
really played them close last year.
They did play them close last year. I know that game was in Missouri, but it looks like you're improved on offense. You return a really good defense for the Tigers. There's no cupcakes like people are making it out to be.
Dent flips it out. Rucker with the catch, trying to move ahead. It's going to be a short gain. You were talking about Ole Miss and that quarterback situation there. The big reason that Kincaid Dent is at UT Martin is because of the talented quarterback at Ole Miss. Jackson Dart, Spencer Sanders also got to play today in that big blowout of Mercer, 73-7. It's the final 4 touchdowns for Dart in that game. Dart and Dent also in the quarterback room. That would be confusing for the coaches, I would think.
Hey, especially the way both of them run like gazelles back there in the backfield.
Somebody had to transfer out to make that easier. Lane Kiffin. Third down coming up. Clock rolling. A little over 10 minutes to go in this season opener. 38-0. Georgia's defense trying to keep that goose egg up on the board. And caught at the 50-yard line by one day, the Eastern New Mexico transfer, Aguero, who you talked about earlier, wrapped him up, and it's 4th down and short.
Yeah, a lot of excitement about number 8. Very talented, raw corner, ton of skill, speed.
Trying to pick it up. And defense rallying to the football. Looks like UT Martin picked it up. First down, Skyhawks. And they have not had many of those tonight.
And the beauty of week 1 for Georgia right now is, man, there's going to be a lot of film to watch for a lot of football players. And a lot of 4- and 5-star guys that have pushed even the starters in camp. And maybe just don't know the playbook as well, and obviously don't have the game experience to put the tape on. But this is invaluable for them to get out there and go back tomorrow morning, watch the tape, see what you did wrong, get coached.
Here's Kincaid Dent sprinting out. He has shown that he can run with efficiency, and nobody here to cover him on the near side. He picks up the first down. Daniel Harris chased him out of bounds. He'll move the sticks.
There's been some good moments for Dent. Obviously, the athleticism has been great. I thought he's had some opportunities. He's missed down the field with some explosive plays, but this is going to be, we talk about certain positions growing. This is still very foreign for him. He's got the talent. They know that. Every game is going to be a little bit better than this quarterback for UT Martin.
There's Dent again throwing on the run. He seems to do that very well, too. One day with the catch. So one day right at the sticks. It looks like he's got another first down for UT Martin. Back-to-back first downs for the Skyhawks now. Carson Beck, his first start in a Georgia uniform tonight. I want to get your thoughts on him one more time after this play.
Some good numbers for what it kind of felt like.
Cutting it up is Castleberry, the running back. He's going to get ahead to the 26. So, overall, what kind of a grade do you give Carson here tonight?
Ooh, put me on the spot here.
Well, you're a former Georgia quarterback. You're not here just for laughs.
Yeah, true. B minus, C plus, B minus. Thought he missed some opportunities for sure. And listen, I know Carson. He is extremely hard on himself, and he will go back and watch this tape probably about 100 times. And Bobo's going to coach the crap out of him next week. So there was some good, and it took a little bit to get there. But I thought he showed off some athleticism that was a question mark. Some resilience coming out in the second half and making some plays. But honestly, I mean, I would kind of rate the whole offense somewhere in that C category. Offensive line was not what it should have been. Running game was erratic at times. You had some receivers not making plays and some drops. Overall, it just wasn't as efficient. But it's week one and you're up 38-0. So that's what do we call it? Champagne problems.
Yeah. They'll take it, I'm sure. Castleberry dives inside the 10. First down and goal to go as UT Martin is trying to get on the board here late. Yeah, 3 drives that ended in a punt in the first half for Georgia, 2 here in the second. But obviously more pluses than minuses. But Kirby is such a perfectionist. Dent lobbing it to the corner, and it is off the hand. Did he catch it? That is a catch. Travante Rucker. He did hold on. That is a touchdown in the corner for Travante Rucker, the junior from Ocala, Florida. They're going to look at it again when UT Martin gets on the board here late in the fourth.
I think we had a little Moss, little one-hander Odell style in the back of the end zone for number 13 right there. Travante Rucker, just a one-on-one fade, and you, as a quarterback, you throw it in a bucket in the corner, and he threw it in the bucket. I don't know if
did he complete that catch? Yeah. Boy, I don't know. And the fans are seeing it on the Jumbotron, and they don't think so. Here's another look, probably our best angle.
The touchdown is under video review.
He's got the tip. I don't know if he's secured it yet.
Yeah, and I don't think he completed the catch to the ground.
I think he completed the catch to the ground. It's more of, did he secure it initially as a one-handed catch, or did he need to essentially bring it back into his chest in order to complete it before stepping out of bounds? But either way, man, great concentration. Great matchup on the outside with him and the freshman A.J. Harris. One-on-one.
Now, Travante Rucker looks to have, at least for now, given the Skyhawks a touchdown. We're going to zoom in as best we can.
So, foot.
And then does it hit the ground right there? I thought it did, but kind of hard to tell.
So we just see a positive when it initially makes contact with the ball. So right there, questionable is it secure or not, but that left foot does come in bounds. To this point, it's I don't see any movement enough to say that wasn't a catch.
Travante Rucker played for Coach Prime at Jackson State. He transfers to UT Martin looking for a bigger role.
Let's not forget the play, the call in the field was a touchdown, so they need to find enough.
Yeah.
And from those angles, unless that he does drop it when he hits the ground, we talk about completing the catch. I don't see it, man. I think it's going to be hard to overturn that one. That's a heck of a play from that young man.
It's got to be indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field. And as Aaron alludes to, Kyle Olson, lead official tonight, looking at it. And John Bible, our replay official. going over this. Set up before Kyle Olson, who's been busy this week. We had him on the crew in Columbia, Missouri on Thursday night. He's here in Athens for the Saturday game. Here's the call.
After video review, the ruling of a touchdown stands.
And you were right. That's the threshold. You've got to have enough evidence to overturn the call on the field.
I didn't see really much movement at all from all the camera angles that we had.
So there goes the Georgia shutout, and that's what the crowd's upset about. That's what they were rooting for here in the fourth quarter, because the game is in hand.
Oh, yeah.
There's one thing to root for yet, and that's a shutout, and it's not going to happen.
It's like a little pitcher throwing a no-no. You know, you hate to see it in the ninth inning, someone get a weak dribbler up the middle to kind of ruin it, and that's kind of what it feels like for Georgia fans right now. Is those who have stayed were looking for that big old goose egg next to UT Martin.
And LaRosse adds the extra point. So UT Martin gets on the board. Kincaid Dent, his first touchdown pass in a Skyhawks uniform.
For over 115 years, parents have turned to Boar's Head to craft exceptional lunches. With the flavors your kids love and the uncompromising quality you expect. At Boar's Head, we put extra care into everything we make, cutting crusts, not corners. Because your little ones always deserve the best. Ring the bell. The deli is open. Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
180!
Hello, Patrick Mahomes.
Who do you even play for?
T-Mobile. T-Mobile has plans that make upgrades work for you. They even have a plan which makes you upgrade ready every year.
That's good play calling.
Cheers.
Take charge of your upgrades with our Best Go 5G plans at T-Mobile.
BK Royal Crispy Wraps. Eat it with the meal or have it as a snack. Only $2.99. It's a hunger hack and it fits in one hand. At BK, have it your way.
Hercule Poirot, come with me to a seance.
Detective, you are here to discredit me, but I can talk to the dead.
Mom, what is happening?
Somebody has been murdered.
A ghost killed her.
One of you is the killer. No one shall leave until I find her. If the living have been killed by the dead.
You were saying?
A Haunting in Venice. Rated PG-13. Only in theaters September 15.
Hey, Jake from State Park. You know what's really scary?
Popcorn with no butter.
No, getting insurance. I mean, what if the jargon makes me feel alone and in the dark?
Hey, at State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Sorry. Is that seat taken?
Get on up here, buddy. Let's go. Let's go.
Most wanted? Yeah, threw my cup of ale. I saw.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Really happy to say that I've got the pleasure to work with Aaron Murray this entire season. He was top dog around here for 4 years as the starting quarterback at Georgia, the SEC's all-time leader in passing yards and passing touchdowns. Now, I know those records are in a little bit of jeopardy because of the guy in Starkville this season, but as of right now, you are still the top dog in the SEC in those two big categories.
Still there. Just need Will Rogers to move on to the NFL after this year will be nice. Have a good year.
That's right. He can come back next year.
It's crazy rules, man. These guys get like 10 years to play college football and they get to break records. Nonsense. Give me an extra year. I'll go out there and get some more touchdowns.
Yeah, COVID will not be fair to you, will it?
No. I need this COVID generation of players to get out of here so they stop getting extra years to play football.
There he is, Aaron Murray. It's like being with Santa Claus in this town. Everybody knows you. Everybody wants to take a picture with you. Some people want to sit on your lap, I guess. I don't know.
My wife doesn't want that to happen.
This is going to be a fun season.
All right, new quarterback. Gunners in at the young buck in now. We had Carson come in, play. Brock had his touchdown. Now we see number 14, who according to coach staff has the biggest arm on the football team.
And he's got great legs, too, a dual threat. Not as big as the other two quarterbacks physically, 6'1", 215. Here are the feet. Look at him go. First down. And he gets close to the 40-yard line. Gunnar Stockton out of Tiger, Georgia, running like a tiger. 14 yards in a first.
And I think that the thing that excites this team is they just said every time in scrimmages, he just always made plays. Like there's just he has a knack for when things aren't there, breaking down just like that. No one's open. Boom, take it down, run it, get a first down.
Andrew Paul back in at running back. He's looked pretty good tonight, coming off that ACL. Here he goes. Had a great camp. Andrew Paul rolls ahead close to midfield. A gain of 9 for Andrew.
Well, it's coming back from the ACL. I think there was some hesitation at times during camp, and just as we talked about earlier, with Robinson, Roderick Robinson, of just playing fast. I think that's what they want to see from him as well. Andrew Paul is just, it's healthy, gain some confidence in the stability of that knee, and then just go out there and feel like you can cut and explode.
Out of the huddle, Gunnar Stockton from the shotgun. Play fake. He'll swing it out. This is Anthony Evans, a freshman out of Converse, Texas, getting the catch. Vincent Guy makes the tackle. It's a first down for Georgia. As the clock continues to move, we're going to come up here on 5 minutes to go. 38-7, the number 1 team in the country. And out to a slow start. Had to punt 3 of the first 4 possessions in this football game. But finally, with Carson Beck at the controls, got the offense going. Had a comfortable lead at halftime, although not as comfortable as Kirby Smart would have liked it. But things have kind of come together here in the second half. This is the third quarterback we're seeing for Georgia. Gunnar Stockton standing tall in the pocket, steps up, throws on the run, right on the screws to Zeed Haynes. Another youngster out of Philadelphia. That's a gain of 20.
I love the confidence right there from Gunnar. You know, he wanted the post route. He looked at it. I think he could have thrown it, but didn't love it, man. If you don't love it, live the play, nail it down, use your feet, buy a couple more seconds, find your young freshman receiver for a nice gain.
Zeed Haynes, another country heard from. You said it before. There is going to be a lot of tape on a lot of different guys. Stockton, a little indecisive now, decides to run. And again, he's very good at it. He's going to be dragged to the sideline at the 26.
Well, we mentioned this during when Brock came in. I mean, he impressed this coaching staff so much during fall camp because the discussion was for most of spring, like, who's going to be QB1? Is it going to be Carson or is it going to be Brock? Like, Gunnar was kind of somewhat the odd man out of it. And then all of a sudden to hear that, Carson was named the starter, but Gunnar's performed so well, nothing against Brock, but that he may work his way into that number 2 spot. That was somewhat news to us and me a couple days ago hearing that.
Stockton. Complete, and that's going to be another first down for Georgia. Inside the 20-yard line, Cole Spear out of Calhoun, Georgia. The sophomore makes the catch.
And the thing I was impressed by that young man, Brock, and then now Gunnar too, is when you're in the quarterback competition and you're trying to impress and you're trying to earn a spot, whether it's a starting position or, as these two continue to battle for that number 2 spot, is still taking what the defense gives you, because you can get caught in the trap of, I got to make explosive plays to impress the coaching staff, instead of just playing your game and executing it the way Coach Bobo wants you to execute it.
Stockton being chased. They'll flip it out to the near sideline. That is incomplete. It was caught by Haynes, the lanky receiver, but it's out of bounds. Clock stops with 2:53 to go. It's a small sample size for Vandegrift, 2 for 3. 77 yards in that touchdown. Of course, that big play to Ra Thomas. A small sample size, but a couple of really explosive plays.
Big-time plays. And then a couple of penalties, too, where he took off and ran, was impressive. He took one where he had some pressure in his face and checked it down. Both of them were called back because of holding, but that's still on tape to show the coaching staff what you got.
Andrew Paul getting his helmet scuffed up a little bit more. 4-yard pickup there. So Ball State comes into town next week. Kirby Smart, Mike Bobo, the defensive coordinators, Will Muschamp, Glenn Schumann will, I'm sure, try to iron some things out in the coming week when the Cardinals come a-calling.
I know the outside world's upset about as we revisit the schedule, but I think for Georgia and the coaching staff, another opportunity to continue to work this young team in certain areas, to get Carson more comfortable, to get some of the guys back healthy. I think that's been the frustrating part for this fall camp is the health of the football team. They got extremely banged up in a lot of key positions. They're going to be working guys back for that big Week 3 game for South Carolina when the Gamecocks come to Athens.
Peyton Woodring is going to try to tack on a three-pointer here with a little over 2 minutes to go. One of the top prep kickers in the country last year. On the place kicking chores, he's going to try to knock this one in from 33 yards out. That is good. So Peyton Woodring having a nice debut as a Georgia Bulldog. And it's now 41-7. Final moments of this one after we come back.
Thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer are living in the moment and taking Ibrance. Ibrance with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ibrance plus letrozole significantly delayed disease progression versus letrozole. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening chest pain, cough, or trouble breathing. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. For more information about side effects, talk to your doctor. Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance.
I'm a first-time home buyer, and I'm using Realtor.com.
All you gotta do is go to Realtor.com or download the app.
We knew that we had to find a house to fit our growing family.
I needed a home office.
And I needed us to not have a roommate anymore.
The 3D tours are awesome.
We could see a place without actually going there.
And real-time alerts made sure I never missed out on a listing.
As soon as a house came on the market, I would say, honey, the house is up.
We could not have found this home without Realtor.com.
Go get the ball, Keanu.
It is a beautiful time for college football. Let's get rolling. Let's go.
Checkmate.
Nothing else matters.
Back here in Athens, some early questions in the SEC. Georgia and Tennessee, the favorites in the East. Of course, the game on November 18th is the one everybody's circling. Bobby Petrino calling the plays now in College Station as Jimbo has turned that over. Can Texas A&M right the ship? Everyone looking to see what's going to happen there. Brian Kelly did a great job in year one in Baton Rouge. You and I are going to be there next week to check out the Tigers. Can they return to the SEC title game?
Well, we're going to learn a lot about LSU tomorrow night versus FSU. That's going to be an incredible football game against two teams that are good enough to make it to the college football playoff this season. So it's going to be tough without Mason Smith, their potential top 10 NFL pick and defensive tackle, but that's a great football team, and excited to see what Jane Daniels can do year 2 in his development as a thrower of the football. But once again, I know people keep circling that Tennessee game because it's on the road, it's in Knoxville, but plenty of great games here in this stadium this year. Man, that's going to be a good game tomorrow night, though. That is going to be such a fun game. Florida State, Jordan Travis, those receivers bring back an excellent defense as well.
And the nice thing is you don't have to get up for work the next day because it's Labor Day weekend. So everybody's got Monday off. Most people do.
Most people do.
So
This is
you
our
can
work.
celebrate
This is our grind year.
a long college football weekend.
Well, then we get Clemson Duke on Monday night.
Cody Sparks into the game for the first time at quarterback. Kincaid Dent is done. And his first pass is picked off. Kyron Jones taking it to the house. A pick 6 here in Athens. How about that debut for the true freshman from Charlotte?
Man, you got to love the celebration on the sideline from Georgia, the players, the veterans. You talk about the leadership of the team. Game's over with. You celebrate for this young man who's, that's a dream come true right there. First game, you get a pick 6. I don't care the game's out of hand. You still got a pick 6 in college football, man. Put on those pads.
Oh, boy, yeah. He's eating this up with a spoon.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a profile picture on his IG tomorrow.
Kyron Jones out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He's on the depth chart way down there at the star position, but this is going to get him noticed in the paper tomorrow. A pick 6. He takes it back 25 yards. It's a tough break from this UT Martin offense. They bring in Cody Sparks. He puts it right on the hands of Narkel LaFleur, who tips it right to Jones. And he brings it back for the touchdown. Boy, this defense, even the reserves, have been special tonight.
Wow. Listen, their reserves are a little different than most reserves around the country.
Right.
Just to
That's
be honest.
right.
But their reserves probably start at a lot of places in Power 5 schools. I mean, that's just the way in which Kirby's been able to recruit top-tier talent from across the country, own the state of Georgia, keep guys home.
Under 2 minutes now, and I'm going to assume that Georgia's just going to run this a few times and try and get out of here. Or I should say UT Martin try to run this a few times to try to get out of here without any further damage being done.
Yeah, it's always a mixed bag right there because, you just want to kind of stop the bleeding, end the game, move on. But there's also, same thing with them. Like, this is their first game, and you do want to get guys experience. You want to get tape. You want to see guys rep certain plays and be in certain situations, like a 2-minute drive. So, you never know. We'll see. I would not be surprised if they kind of say, you know what, let's use this as a learning experience. We got 1:59 to go. We got to work on our 2-minute drive. Let's see if we can score.
We'll hand it off, and nowhere to run. Right up the middle, Jamel Jarrett, big true freshman, who's lost a lot of weight since getting on campus for Georgia. It's a nice tackle. 2nd down and 8. Cody Sparks, the quarterback, second year at UT Martin after a couple at Bowling Green. And no urgency here as the clock winds under 90 seconds.
Yeah, Jamal Jarrett, a lot of comparisons. Coach Seth really didn't want to bring this up because they didn't want to come from their mouth, but, he kind of looks like a former number 99 that plays for the Philadelphia Eagles right now.
Play clock's going to run out. We'll delay a game.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Jason Simpson, you can see, just kind of throwing his hands up. He's It's been that kind of night. His coaching tree, pretty impressive. 10 former staffers in the NFL and about 20 at Power 5 schools, including Georgia's defensive line coach, Trey Scott. He's been at UT Martin for 18 years. You don't see guys hanging around programs that aren't in the Power 5 that long. But Simpson's one of them.
Oh, it's something to be said about loving what you do and where you are, and also not having to worry about the stresses of being a Power 5 coach either in the day-to-day grind that they got to go to in those pressures. So he's done an incredible job. Has produced some great players and has had a winning program. And they got a lot to rebuild heading into this season. A lot of youth. They feel good about some positions. They see the potential of their quarterback. They love their tight end room. Really like their running backs. Just got to continue to work those receivers and quarterback connection. It was a great experience for him, and he said it with Ashley down there after the first quarter. He reiterated to us, like, this is an awesome experience for these young men to come here in this stadium, play this game.
They're picked third in the new OVC Big South Football Association. They expect a big year. That's going to do it here in Athens. Opening night. And the number 1 Georgia Bulldogs, 48-7 winners over UT Martin. And they have now won 18 straight. They have won 19 straight at home. And it's a program record for consecutive wins. I mean, the run they have been on here the last couple of years, absolutely amazing. And they've got three-peat on their mind in 2023. Pretty good start here tonight. Let's go down to Ashley.
All right, Carson, first career start in the books. How do you feel after getting this one under your belt?
I feel good. I mean, to come out with a win, our defense played really well. We started off a little rocky, but, we kind of settled in and started picking it up in the second half. So I'm super excited. This feeling that you're describing, I mean, you've been patient. Has the wait been worth it for you? Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I haven't started a game in 4 years. It feels good to be back out on the field. I had a lot of fun with the guys. So let's talk a little bit about the defense. Give them some love. They were dominant. How confident do you feel having them on your side? I mean, it helps me a lot to know that when they go out on the field, I mean, they're probably going to get a stop. It's really hard to score on our defense. I think that we have one of the best, if not the best, in the country. Practicing against them every day makes us better, and having them at games, it builds a lot of confidence for us. What was it like just first stepping onto this field, being the guy, the fans here, and it finally happening for you? I mean, it was a great feeling. I can't lie. I've had a lot of anxiety leading up to it. Very excited to get out on the field. So once we finally got on the field, ran that first play, just settled in. I was super excited. Carson, thanks so much. Congrats on the win. Of course. Thank you so much. Guys.
Not a bad debut for Carson Beck. 294 yards passing. He had a passing touchdown. Also ran for a touchdown. 559 yards total offense tonight for Georgia. 400 came through the air. Aaron, not bad, and now they've got Ball State coming in here next.
Yeah, big win. Lots of improvement in the next couple of weeks, but a win is a win to get things going.
For Aaron Murray and Ashley Shamity, I'm Clay Matvick. 48-7 the final. So long from Sanford Stadium.